So, Lice, do you want to do it with the new hairstyle?
Yeah. Sure.
It looks so good, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. $30 Amazon. Let's see. Where did we start? We started. Did we start in the actual castle?
Amber Temple.
We started in the Amber Temple? Okay. Oh, that's right, because we found that spooky dude. So, yeah, so we went to the Amber Temple, and we were looking up the stairs, and we came to a room which had empty books from what we thought at first. And then we went into a secret passageway and found a spooky, scary skeleton guy, that, when Viridian restored his memory and stuff, told us everything that, quote unquote, everything that he knew about what's going on. And then Daerma was, he decided that he wanted to be taught by this guy. I think his name was Exethanter. And so we went through a lesson. He touched a stone. I was very hesitant on that, but because it's something he wanted to do, I kind of let him do it, even though I probably should have stopped him. And then Tog and Shaq went off to get the treasure and gold, and as Daerma was finishing up with Exethanter, I decided to go and help Tog and Shaq get the gold and whatever else we picked up, which was a lot of stuff. And then from there, we went to Castle Ravenloft through the portal. And we started going up the stairs because we heard a heartbeat. And now we're here with a spooky, creepy doll.
Yeah, really good recap. Daerma learned the... Here comes Alistair. Daerma learned the secret to lichdom. And Ilarion learned the secret to vampirism.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's right, you did!
It's not easy to do this, but Daerma can actually craft the potion to become a lich. Now, he would have to store his soul away. He would have to know a 6th level spell, Magic Jar, to do it. But he still could become a lich. I kind of tried to clarify that in the rules lawyer section.
So pretty much he makes a Horcrux and goes from there.
And also, he picked up a flaw.
That's about the size of it.
Don't make 7 of them, swear to God.
It's a phylactery, isn't it? I think that's the proper term for it.
They're talking about Harry Potter, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Horcrux works just like a phylactery, so...
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out, I don't mean a metagame, I was trying to figure out where the Lich's phylactery was when we were in there.
In the thing?
Because his soul jar would have been in there too then, huh?
Somewhere.
Oh, that's
I
right.
thought that's what he was sending us to get, to be honest. But no.
We don't know. He made Viridian swear an oath to go to the Catacombs of Ravenloft, which you guys promptly just left, or went on the search for Ireena, led by Tog mostly, going past the study. And so you guys are at the top sort of area of the spire. If you can double click your model, it helps you get in there. Let's try to see if we can invite Marcus in here. / Alistair. Okay, I'll try it in a second. But we're going to start off with a scene with Ireena. Sweet smells waft from this delicately lit room. A great arched window along the west wall is covered by heavy red draperies, their golden tassels glinting in the light of 3 candelabras sitting atop small tables about the room. Tall white candles burn with bright, steady light. A large bed, canopied by silk curtains, sits within the headboard against the north wall. Carved into the headboard with great skill is a large Z. Lying amid the velvet and satin sheets and bedcloths is a... That's it. That's the end of the description. Ireena is sitting in front and she's looking into her own reflection. Her dress has been changed It's a very ornate mirror. What is Ireena wearing?
Maybe like a, I don't know, like 1800s looking ball gown type thing.
So just like a nicer dress, maybe?
Like something from like the Versailles era.
What color is it?
Royal blue.
It's like, like one of those makeup sort of mirrors type of thing. To this, adjacent to this thing are these candle bras, so it lights up there. And Ireena's sitting down, and on the dresser before her is like an elegant necklace, like queen's jewels almost. They sort of glimmer and sparkle into the candlelight. What is
I'll pick
Ireena?
them up and put them on.
You reach down and put them on. And behind you, you hear the voice of a familiar man as you fasten them onto you. Befitting of a queen. They were my mother's. And you look in the reflection, you don't see anyone, but the voice is from behind you.
When I turn into a vampire, will I not be able to see my reflection?
This is true. They say that the reflection is that of the soul, and thus why our kin cannot be seen in our own reflection. It is only
I want to
on-
go up and I want to kind of softly touch him on his face and look into his eyes.
You want
and
to
just
stand
be
up?
Yeah.
You turn around and he's standing there, kind of over you, admiring the fact that you're wearing his mother's jewels, Queen Benovia's jewels. And you try to get close to him and touch his face or something.
Yes.
And you've been sort of in a daze for a couple days, captured by Strahd. You stand up and you feel the shackles on your feet. You look down as it's sort of difficult to fasten the jewels around your neck because of the mage bindings. But with a little effort, you were able to do so. Strahd stands there and he says, and you want to touch his face? Okay, what are you trying to do?
I just want to tell him and look into his face and say, I really just don't want any more people to die because of this horrible evil that you have.
How do you say that? You just say you said a concept, but you're not talking as Ireena, you know what I mean?
Yes. So, Strahd, darling, I think that we could be happy together, and maybe even you could live a mortal life or choose something different. All of this death, I don't think that I could ever be happy, and I don't know if my happiness is a care of yours, but I think if we did this together, it would be easier and we could work as a team. You've not ever had anyone stand beside you.
As you brush your hand across his face, your fingers are bound, to prevent the gestures of the mages. And his skin is ice cold, pale. His eyes dark, not filled with blood or blood red. And he responds, he says, these mortal thoughts, happiness, are a fleeting moment for us who can walk amongst the streams of eternity.
So eternity is more important to you than being with me?
You will be by my side forever.
I'm sure there's a loophole.
No tricks.
But I'd like to play nice.
Really? You almost killed Cyrus.
I just didn't want such a filthy wretch making a dress that I would wear to marry such a wonderful man.
Are you trying to deceive him?
Yes.
So why don't you roll it up? Little deception roll. The DC's 19 against Strahd.
What?
Nat 20.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Not only that, it's like you feel like he wants her to be in love.
interesting.
Nat 20.
He looks into the mirror and he says, "Look." And he grabs something out of like his bag. It looks like a strand of hair. The hair is like brown and tough-like. Toggle needs to make a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw. DC 29.
Jesus.
What?
19 plus 10 because Strahd has an object from Toggle.
I can't beat it. There's nothing I can do
Okay,
to beat
so
it.
Toggle doesn't even want to roll on it. I'll see if Toggle gets a nat 20 and he's able to figure it out.
Worth the roll.
You got one nat 20 already out of the way.
Oh, wow, that's really laggy.
It is. What'd you get? Is
I
it
don't
just
even
still
know.
rolling? Still spinning?
Yeah.
Got a natural 3.
It's really close.
It was teetering on 20, and then the D&D Beyond gods cursed you. He starts to cast magic, and he says, "Look," and he gestures towards the mirror, and the mirror's image begins to like fade and swirl, and you see Toggle up in the room in the tower in Ravenloft. He says, "Your friends, they're coming to save you. If you mean
Just
what
don't
you
hurt
say,
them.
you will tell them that you will be with me forever and allow them to
If-
leave."
If you will let them leave, I will do as you command.
So, you will become mine.
I can't guarantee they won't try to fight you anyway, though. That's just kind of how they roll.
Damn right that is.
And you see them like talking to like the little Chucky doll up there, you know, Shaq and his giant eagles. He says, "They come to Ravenloft uninvited." And a woman comes through the doorway. I'll link you some pictures and articles. The woman's skin is dark. She wears an elegant dress, but she's armed with a bow. And let's link some pictures up.
Can I ask if Marcus' sister is still around?
How do you ask for Marcus's sister?
Huh?
Do you know her
I
name?
just want to.
How do you say it? Embrace the roleplay.
Strahd, I had a dream that I was here and I saw a young girl. I believe she was related to someone that I was close to. Is that girl okay? And will you keep her safe for me as a gift?
She is of royal blood. And she is a virgin still. I plan to,
That's all good things.
after our wedding night, I will turn her into a concubine for myself.
Well, that's not very nice. I completely disapprove. I think that if you're going to be with me and you haven't yet, you don't need any of your concubines. Those women were weak. I am not.
Hell yeah!
As
You
like
tell him, girl.
Ludamita walks into the room, she gives like a scoff. Yeah, she's like, ah. You know, and she says, they're here in the tower, my lord. She says, "Come, let us have them for dinner. But before we go, you swore that you would be mine. I will
If
agree."
you promise not to kill any of them.
He starts to unremove the mage bindings from your hands. Do you do anything? He
I'm
like
just
looks
going
deeply
to-
into your eyes as he starts to undo them.
I'm going to tell him that I appreciate his trust.
They
And that
say,
I do want to be a team with you. You've never had anyone to have your back. You've always been alone. Your brother, your father, none of them appreciated your greatness.
"I'm glad you're having a change of heart, Ireena. They say, though, if you truly love someone, let them go, and then they can return to you." Your mage bindings are undone. Then he goes down to your ankles and unshackles. He says, like, he whispers a command word. Do you want to make a perception roll to hear the command word?
Sure.
Yeah,
22.
we'll say you know the command word of the shackles. But he undoes the shackles around your ankles now, so you're unrestrained. He says, "Come, let's have them. We're about to have some dinner with our uninvited guests." The image on the window, on the mirror fades. Ludmila, and Strahd head downstairs. Or I'm sorry, yeah, you guys head downstairs to somewhere, and then we're going to cut back to the group. Cool.
Sounds good.
Ireena is unrestrained, and she's wearing just like a dress. She has none of her equipment, like her staff or whatever, you know. She just has like this dress or whatever that she has on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are up in the tower. I kind of messed up the room. There's like a bed in the room if you double click it. And
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the little creepy guy sleeps.
apparently,
You actually named it Chucky.
yeah, I did name him Chucky.
Well,
That's hilarious.
first
At
things
least he
first.
has a bed.
If that's the actual room, is there an actual chest in the room?
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100% opening
Break
that.
it. Oh.
Originally, I messed up because I thought we were in a different place, but it's okay. You know, this is a kind of a complex dungeon, even for the dungeon master to run.
Yeah.
There's like a stair, like a ladder that goes up. Let me see if we can re-invite Alistair. We can get him in here. There we go. There's like a ladder that goes up. There is like a bed, and on the bed there's like some shackles. Looks like the artist put them there too. And of course this guy was like, this like little doll or whatever was like hiding in the corner in the shadows. Shaq is in there with his two giant eagles. And Toggle is trying to lockpick the chest. With a sleight of hand check.
Yep. 100%. I roll. Oh, really laggy. Stop being so laggy. I don't know why that's so bad.
It's okay. Just you got a plus 12 though to the roll.
Yeah.
Toggle like lock picks it, gets a 20.
20.
It takes him like a minute to do it. I'm gonna say it takes. You guys see Toggle hunched over the chest over here. I'll move his character. And is anybody else doing anything? The doll is like with its little baton. It's like just doing a little dance in front of lice.
Can I check the room if there's anything else?
Yeah, roll an investigation roll. Obviously, it's like kind of
Yay.
strange. There's like a bed up here with some shackles on it, so somebody was
Yeah.
into some kinky stuff.
I'm about to get us blown up by opening in his chest as well, probably.
26.
You just see the chests and stuff that Toggle is kind of undoing. Toggle opens up. You see an ornate crown, very valuable, riddled with jewels, made of solid gold.
Oh, guess where that's going. Bag of holding.
The bag of holding is full.
It's getting on my
Sleight of
head.
hand, I take it.
Is Toggle gonna wear the crown?
I have room in my bag if you need me to hold it.
I think we have room in
I
everybody's
promise you
bag.
it's yours.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah, we'll share it, but
Just wear it. Just wear it.
This is like a
I
royal
was like,
crown.
Tog, do you take us
I
for
want
thieves?
you to wear this.
I stole this and it's quite beautiful, so I like to wear it.
I'll wear
Wear
it.
your thievery proudly.
I like it.
Wear it.
Toggle's gonna wear it.
100%. Just gonna wear it.
It fits
All
pretty. It fits pretty
Daerma
well.
goes,
man.
all hail Tog, the king of thieves.
Hey, I'm not no king of thieves. I'm just very handy. That's all.
Is that the only thing in the chest, or was that, is there more?
That was the only thing.
Yeah, for what it's worth, it's very shiny. That'll probably split very well. It's probably very expensive. Solid gold, as I poke it.
Just gonna hit her. Just ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, maybe we can get Alistair to consume it to see if he can make more of it.
More gold.
Unfortunately.
Oh, there you go. It's worth a lot of money.
Woohoo.
My specialty is potions and drinks.
Ah, that's good enough. That's liquid gold, my friend.
Do you guys think that he knows we're here yet?
Oh yeah, probably. Probably knew the
Definitely.
minute we walked
Guaranteed he
in.
knows we're here. Especially since... Didn't he take something from you, Tog? Daerma says.
No, not that I know of. I've kind of check everything to make sure I've got everything, like my axes and
Make an insight roll, Toggle.
I'm fairly certain I've got everything, but sure.
Because...
Toggle like
20?
kind of goes over himself.
Oh fuck these! I don't know what's going on with this.
You need to go switch to manual rolling, Toggle. Do you got your dice set in front of you?
I don't actually. I don't know where it is.
You get a 14.
Ah,
Toggle, you remember like the first battle with Strahd, and when he captured you guys originally and threw you all in the dungeon before the battle began. You felt a floof of hair.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it
About 10
took a bit of
sessions
my, yeah, it took a bit of my hair, but I don't think that matters.
Daerma, you're the wizard. Or
What can he do with my hair? Maybe he's just got a weird fetish.
Lice, do you know?
I have a feeling I think I might know what spell he used. But can I make an Arcana check to see if I know?
Can I also, because I would have probably known the spell from training
Yeah,
as
sure.
a wizard?
Who has the higher Arcana roll, Daerma or Lice?
I do.
Yours
why
is
don't you-
9, right?
Why don't we
Can
just,
anyone see invisibility by any chance? Has anyone got like blind sense or anything?
I don't think so.
I thought I did, but I don't think I do.
We'll have
I'm
you
wondering
both
if I've
just
got-
roll an Arcana roll. So Daerma rolls a
Okay.
12, and then Lice can roll.
I'm wondering
were
if
we?
our Gloomstalker had blind sense as well.
No.
Because they would
No.
technically see the
13.
orb.
right.
The DC
Right,
would
yeah.
be 15. So right now, just like
Shoot.
elude you, I guess.
Okay. So...
Nothing.
As-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I heard of spells that you could actually see... that you could actually locate somebody.
It's a tracking
unfor-
spell, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you think he's tracking me?
I think so.
What else would we have
Oh.
it for, unless to make like a
Why don't
voodoo
we
doll?
find somewhere that in this place and set up a trap for him then, if he's coming to us?
You would probably see that coming too.
Wait, Can he track me or can he see me?
He can
I
track
think
you.
both.
The only reason why we've been able to get away from being tracked was because Ireena had an amulet that prevented it.
Oh. Well,
He knows we're here.
that's fine. We'll just kill the
Any-
twat.
That pass without a trace, does that help or would that work? I don't think I have it,
Ooh.
but
It'll prevent us. Statistically speaking, Strahd knows we're coming, but to the others, but to the other peons in his circle, they don't even know we're here.
I do have that spell, so but
This
It
is
might-
just statistically speaking.
It might be good to be sneaky as we're going around, but
Lice gets
fairly
this
certain.
spell before from the DC 13. There is a spell called non-detection. It's a 3rd level spell of divination, I think.
I thought I had it before as the wizard.
Yeah, probably.
you won't have it as a warlock. Very unlikely.
No. I can pull up her sheet. She probably has it.
It is a bard, ranger, and wizard spell.
Yeah, you won't have it. Non-detection doesn't sorcerers have it?
I
as
had non-detection on the wizard, but not
well? Not that it matters.
currently.
But we have a sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Chucky is just kind of doing a little dance in front of you still, trying to entertain
I'm-
Lice, trying to get somebody's attention.
Just ignoring him.
I do a little dance with him as well.
Do a
while I'm wearing my
performance
little
check.
crown. I'm wearing the crown.
Performance.
He's wearing a little jester's hat, so it kind of matches it. The little toy is like kind of amused, you know, but you can't tell because its facial expression doesn't change.
I think it's an 8. Can't tell.
Poor Toggle.
Well, it's on my end
I'm
too.
not very good. Didn't say I was very good. I'm trying to do a little dance.
maybe it's one of those things like you learn when you're drunk and you can only do it when you're like good and drunk.
Yeah, probably.
Like pool and stuff.
Yep.
Are you
Yeah,
saying you
totally.
require a beverage?
Not enough to get him shit-faced.
Actually, Alistair, yeah. I could do with a drink.
As you wish,
Are you getting-
Guardian.
Are you getting shit-faced
Alistar-
again, Tog?
Alistar opens his chassis and hands you a bottle. Do you drink it?
Yeah, I have a sip. I'm willing to try anything once.
How does it taste, Guardian? It's average.
Oh, not too bad. I've had worse. Is it actually alcoholic?
Yeah.
Okay. I go to little Chucky. I go, so, you can show us where he's keeping Ireena. Your head off. Or maybe point us in a direction.
You're muted.
He kind of just like twirls this little thing. He like kind of shrugs.
Oh, you don't know where she is.
I rolled a
What was the
d20, I got an 8.
What was the thing you were looking for, Brilliant?
It's down in the catacombs. It was called like the strange. He called
Master Strange
it. He called
Thing.
it. Yeah, he said the strange thing or something.
Do you know how to get to the catacombs? Oh, maybe you could lead us to the catacombs, save us wandering around this place and getting lost.
You can do your dance while you're at it.
Yeah, roll persuasion roll, Toggle.
Oh, why me?
Well, better than me.
You're very persuasive, Tog.
We ain't got anyone charisma based at all anymore, have we? Oh no, Lice is charisma.
No, I am.
Lice is charisma base, yeah.
What is it? Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got a +7 on that. Do you want me to help?
We just had,
Yeah.
just
Oh.
had Toggle roll. Toggle
Oh, yeah,
ask
you
for
roll.
it unless you like chime in. It starts to dance its way downstairs.
Hey.
Do we follow it?
Are we following
this
the
way.
creature downstairs?
I think we should follow him.
Let's do it.
So what I'll do
The
is I'll...
catacombs would be downstairs if it makes sense.
Finally, the strange
It'd be weird if he was going upstairs.
Yeah.
will be masters. I mean, what?
So there's a lot of stuff you guys can do, obviously. Before we leave the room, there's a way to go upstairs, but it seems like we're going... There's like a ladder, I pointed out. We're not going up the ladder.
No.
Nah.
Okay, we're going downstairs.
Okay, last time we said we needed it, we were not going to go upstairs. We ended up having to come back here, so I think it's like not that bad to check it out.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
So we don't have to come back.
We're at the top of a really high tower with a heart underneath us. I don't know. Maybe it's not a good idea.
What's wrong, Tog? Are you afraid of heights?
Last time I was up the top of a tower, I jumped off and someone was supposed to slow me down before I hit the floor, but I just hit the floor. I don't know. Maybe you remember, Daerma.
Yeah, but we'll catch you, right? I made up for that when you fell off the bridge.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't Shaq catch me?
Shaq did get you.
Yeah.
I did feather fall, so
You
you
tried.
don't fall down.
You contributed for sure.
Yes. All right, if you're, I'll check it out.
Okay, we're going upstairs.
Wait a second, little one. We're gonna check upstairs first to make sure there's no horrible stuff behind us.
He does a little spin and like poses, and he waits for you.
I like you.
I kind of like
You
it.
guys want to? You guys want to go upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
I have a feeling this
Why
guy's
not?
gonna stab someone in the back.
Who's going up first?
I'll go up first.
Daerma
I'll
wants to. Daerma puts his feet on the ladder. It's old and like rickety, but it can hold you. And you start to climb up the stairs. And we'll move Daerma up. I'll move you guys up. Let me see if I can do it. So one way to kind of work with this map when we're way above the Tailspire limits is using the mouse wheel to scroll in and out to kind of layer out things.
Yeah, I can't go any higher.
You're maxed out, Toggle.
It's kind of confusing, yeah.
Yeah.
So like for instance, I just
Mine-
moved Alistair up there. And I'll zoom out. I'll move Lice up there.
Oh, I can see the top.
I can click on them once you
Holy.
move them up.
So what I do is I'm shift clicking you guys like that. I'm trying to move Toggle, see if I can move him. So one thing, like when we're moving through Ravenloft, it is really complex. Since Shaq isn't here, Shaq stays downstairs.
Okay.
Brittany, you move yourself up. Nice.
Hey, we're not even in the highest tower.
Valerian, were you able to get up?
Yes.
Okay.
There's nothing here.
All right.
I'll describe what happens.
nice.
A cold wind greets you atop of the tower roof. It's rain-slicked flagstones surrounded by a 20-foot diameter ring of stone battlements. The thunderclouds above suddenly coalesce into a terrible visage of Strahd. The face utters a ghastly moan as thousands of bats fly out of its gaping maw and descend upon the tower.
I'm
Going
gonna
back
head
down.
out.
I'm going back down.
I'm gonna head out.
You guys start to go back down. That's just the first round.
How do I get out?
Round number 1.
Drop, everybody drop.
I'm saying you guys can all get downstairs. I'll move you guys all back. You guys move yourself back down if you can. Go through the little hole.
No fucking shit. If a giant face in the sky spews out bats, I'm going back down that fucking hatch.
Down, everybody
Nope.
down.
It's a nope from me.
Okay, I'll move you guys back down into the room. Okay. I will roll a d20 to see if the bats pursue you. If I
Close
roll,
the door.
if I roll a 10 or higher, the bats pursue you.
The bats don't pursue us.
Let's do a Jedi mind trick. Just you will not pursue
Unless you
us.
guys want to do something to kind of prevent the bats from coming after you. I rolled a 10.
Close the
Round
door.
2.
Got the hatch.
Close the door.
Let me see if the guy put a hatch up here. I think there is a hatch.
I thought there was a hatch.
There is a
Looks
hatch.
like there is.
We saw the hatch.
Daerma, do you like close the hatch, Daerma? As I see you're kind of like the last person there.
Oh hell yeah, I'm closing it.
Do you like take your finger and like do some like welding or something with maybe some cantrip or something like that?
Let's see if I have something. I'm
thinking like that flaming cantrip or something like that.
Prestidigitation?
Oh,
No.
that cleans.
I was gonna say
opposite.
that's not what I do. I don't have mending.
Is there any like piece of
No,
metal
bending.
nearby it that I could bend?
I have fire.
Like fire, yeah.
Alistair asked a pretty good
Firebolt.
question. I'm gonna say Alistair takes off one of the rims. Alistair's like very strong. He goes to the chest and takes off one of the rings off the chest and sort of tears the chest apart. And he goes up and like fastens it. Alistair needs to roll like a sleight of hand or some type of check though to see how secure the latch will
While
be
I'm
on.
holding it, while I'm
just
holding the
pure,
latch.
pure strength.
Maybe strength. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna say Alistair successfully does it.
I was gonna say I have an advantage on sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
it's
is.
shut. It's welded. You hear like the bats are like there's no I'm looking around on the model. I don't see a way for them to get in this particular tower. So you guys have
Safe from
beat the
bats.
encounter, if you want to say it like that. What do you guys do? Piddlewick he's kind of sitting there
He
to
ran
stare
away.
like he's like there just kind of waiting for you guys.
What did you just call him? You called him something.
It'll work.
I did.
I
No,
don't think you meant-
Piddlewick.
Chucky.
I know something that the rest of you don't. I'm not going to say anything.
Chucky's there.
I read the Ravnica, but like the original Ravenloft book. So
Toggle's cheating again.
it's a bit.
What do you guys do?
Gaming. No,
You guys are back into the room. You guys hear the heartbeat from down the stairs. Are we going downstairs or where are we trying to go in the castle Ravenloft?
I'll make a note of saying, did you see the other tower that was actually taller than this tower?
Does anybody have anything of Ireena's maybe that we could use like Strahd was using to find where Tog was at?
I actually have something of Irena's. Didn't I steal something from her? I'm fairly certain.
You
I
steal
did.
something from everybody, Tog.
I'm fairly
take from
certain
me?
I stole. Oh, what did I steal? Shit. It was something
what is it,
Ireena and
dagger?
Marcus had on them, and I stole Marcus's coin purse. I remember stealing that had next to nothing in it. And Ireena, I think it was. Did you have like an ornate dagger or something?
I think you stole my dagger, is what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. I think it was the dagger.
The
But
ornate
it's a-
dagger.
I think it was
It
the
was-
one that I found in the
It was something shiny.
it was the one I found in the pile of gold that we tried to steal from the Amber Temple, I think.
Yeah.
I found like a shiny dagger, but I never found out what it was because you shiked
Oh, maybe
it up.
maybe you didn't have it
You
long enough.
yanked it.
I thought I'd done it way before. I thought we'd done it when we met. I could be wrong.
Then maybe I wasn't playing then, so I don't know.
Hmm. Oh,
You're
that's a
talking
good
about
point.
from the first game or something, Todd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stole from Marcus and I stole
I'll say you
from
have.
Ireena.
I'll say you have a dagger that was hers.
Okay.
From the first thing. What do you want to do with
Out.
it?
I pull out the
That would
dagger and
be-
say, "This is Ireena's." Don't ask where I got it from, as I kind of twirl it between my fingers.
Oh no, I have a good idea where you got it from.
Yeah. We had many a night she gave it to me. She was grateful and all.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's obvious I'm lying.
You don't have the charisma to lie.
You should make a deception check in front of everybody.
My deception isn't bad, so maybe.
You might get away with it.
Oh, that's actually pretty high.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
Ireena
Todd.
might like her some dwarf. You never know.
That's 23.
Oh my God!
Uh-oh.
That's
You asked for it.
Fuck.
That's pretty high.
That's pretty fucking high.
It was very nice of her to give it to you.
I thought so.
All right.
So, what did you want the dagger for?
Maybe we could try and track her with it.
Are you going to do that?
Is that where you're going with this, Alarian?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that, but if Strahd could do it, I thought maybe one of you magical folks could do it.
Well, that would be...
Oh, the one time I didn't pack a scrying spell. Just kidding. That's not me talking.
Wait, you can scry? Wait.
No, I said the one time I don't have that spell. I don't have a spell to do it. It's like I know of it, but I can't do it.
I think the only one that can actually do it out of all of us here is Beridian.
Yeah, and I don't have a
And you don't have it.
worth 1,000 gold.
No. What do you need?
Yeah, because we could. He definitely has 1,000 gold in that sack.
I need a
Okay.
focus, a crystal ball, or a silver mirror, or a font filled with holy water.
A font filled with holy water.
Yeah, but I did not have it prepared right now, so
right, you don't have it prepared anymore.
Yeah, I didn't think I would have to scry within this little rest period.
Does it consume? I always forget.
No,
I don't
think
this
it
one
does
doesn't. It has to say whether or not it consumes the item.
Do you
Which
have
one was?
Do you have locate object or anything like that?
I think that one consumes, right? That one has a ruby.
No, doesn't.
Locate object. A forked twig.
Okay.
No.
Which one was the one that? Which one was the one that had the ruby?
Did you pick up any twigs in your dirt, Beridian?
Well, I feel like if anyone had any twigs, it would probably be Shaq.
Shit, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Locate object only works to find like Ireena's dagger. If it was
Yeah.
on her.
Yeah, but I was thinking of some of the other stuff she had.
Staff of Frost. I remember a Staff of Frost.
Yep, I definitely had that.
We don't know.
I don't
that she
have it
has,
on me, but
We don't know that she doesn't have anything on her.
The Staff
Yeah,
of
it
Frost,
might be
though, you
closer.
could try to do it with that. Do you have the spell locate object prepared?
No.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay. Well.
Yeah, I don't have scrying or locate object prepared right now.
then I guess we're just going down the stairs.
We're gonna have to follow Chucky.
Long rest to
Following
prepare
Chucky.
some spells.
Yeah.
So Shaq's eagles are still up, so we can bypass the stairwell
Stairs of death.
encounter. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to describe where you guys can go, and then we'll move the models, okay? Let me pull up the map.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to the catacombs.
I'm figuring that we're gonna follow this staircase all the way to the bottom.
We could
We're
just
gonna
drop.
just-
I could
You
just
guys-
cast
yeah.
Featherfall.
We're going to keep following the staircase all the way. We're going to have the eagles drop everybody off on the bottom. Let's roll a
Yes.
D20 encounter to see if a random encounter occurs.
Random encounter.
For
Random
a
encounter
roll,
comes.
I think an 18 or higher, a random encounter occurs.
Yeah, 18 or higher.
So it's
I
only a
wonder-
9.
Gets a 20. Oh.
I wonder what we're supposed to do about this heart as well.
Can we destroy it?
You want to attack the heart?
Oh,
Let's put that on the back burner
Okay.
a little bit.
I don't know what we're gonna do if.
Maybe
just-
maybe
'Cause
the
I
sort of
remember
bolt
a
to him
couple
poking it
times-
might help.
The sound is familiar. When we fought Strahd, we heard the same heartbeat. So
Heartbeat,
we had to do
yeah.
something
Yeah.
with it.
that's what I remembered.
Yeah.
I
Daerma,
was gonna
can you
s-
store your soul in anything?
I don't think
I-
that this would be
I don't think this would be
the
it.
darkness. Yeah, to be so loosely guarded.
Well, there's no
Just-
one here. And the stairs kind of went on defense, if you would say, when we
You
stepped
do-
onto them.
I was gonna say plus that doing that is gonna be a one-way trip. At least that's what I know, right?
We'll come back to that then.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
I agree with your assessment. I agree with your assessment, Lice. We should try to get rid of this thing. Maybe it has some sort of power and gives Strahd an advantage that if we take it out, it loses it.
Because didn't we hear it when we were hurting him? When we were actually doing damage
Mhm.
on him?
We had a heartbeat, yeah. That's very true.
It only makes sense.
Let's shoot the fucking heart then.
Yes,
What
going with
happened?
me.
But
Let's
what
go.
happens if we shoot the heart and then he turns up and we're on these fucking stairs? And then we just fall.
I got feather fall.
Oh yeah, but can you get every single one of us?
All 6 of us?
Yeah.
Where's your disc? You have your disc still?
Yeah,
I still
this
have my
can't
disc,
fly.
but that's only like 10 minutes. If I cast it as a ritual.
I have feather fall.
Ooh, then we can do double feather fall then if somebody falls, yeah.
I have fall like a fucking rock.
Yeah, you
also
kind of
have
just
some-
drop.
Some
You're
weird,
never gonna let that go, aren't you?
weird rope trick thing where it's like a length of rope, and if you crawl up into it, you go into like an invisible, extra
Yeah, we could-
dimensional space. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we could stuff the dwarf in there.
Or put him in his bag of holding and we'll take it down.
The bag of holding's full, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't fit any more in.
Oh,
the
you?
bag.
Oh, that's right, right.
Nothing I wouldn't give to stuff something in there.
And if you jumped into your own pouch on your side, it would be kind of weird.
You just disappear into it.
That would be sketch.
No,
Someone else just picks it up.
right.
Some like Doctor Who shit. Like, well, what we could do if they do start rumbling, we could just go back up the stairs,
It's
up
actually
to
an
the top.
item in D&D that does that, by the way. It's pretty cool.
Or maybe we could get, you know how there was like little spaces where like we weren't like quite on the stairs?
Mhm.
Maybe we could get in like 2 or 3 of us in one and 2 or 3 of us in the other, and then we're not really on the stairs, but we're able to still, it would have to be, I guess, non-melee type fighting.
What about
Do that.
Shaq's griffins?
The
Or
griffins are still here.
How many people can they carry, or how much weight?
2 at a time.
So yeah.
He's
So
got
it-
3 of them. So
Choose
worst comes to
Featherfall.
worst, he takes us and we just go out that door that led to outside. That's like a little further down, or really farther down.
We have no idea how far down it might be.
So down to where you guys kind of came up, and you're talking about the ramparts and stuff outside, and then the side parts as Lyse is trying to maybe formulate a plan to attack this beating heart made of like stone almost. There is a way like to have them, position you if you want to, and I'll move you into position. But for melee's sake, then the griffins would have to fly with like toggle, I guess, up next to the heart.
I'll let the range do this one. I'm going to stand on the side of the stairs.
Okay.
Not on the stairs. On like one of the hallways. If we decide to go through with this, I'm going to be... I think I remember stepping out onto a ledge before
Yeah.
when we first entered the stairs. Maybe somewhere like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
down when we came from that hallway with the statues.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
ask Shaq. This appears to be stone. Could one of the griffins have me take a closer look?
What are you trying? Oh, you're trying to take a closer look at the beating heart?
Yeah, so to get closer without touching it, but to see if I can recognize the stone or type or.
Are we allowing
any type of-
Alistair to get kind of like closer to do an investigation roll on the beating stone heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mind if I go with you, Alistair? I could probably help.
By all means.
I go with him.
Okay, you guys have been like kind of formulating a plan here. It takes like a few minutes to do it, plus to get the eagles kind of ready. I'll roll another d20 to see if a random encounter occurs. Nope. Why don't we have like? Let me see if I can pull up this heart. A reddish light flares high overhead, then settles into a dull, pulsing red glow. It's a large crystal heart, pulses with red light. Above the heart, stairs continue upward, which you just kind of descend. Shaq's eagles are able to grab you by the shoulders, essentially, even though they have a strength of 16, so I'm assuming they can just carry you both. Who wants to roll? We'll have Daerma and Alistair both roll investigation rolls.
I was trying to see if I could do a roll like
History stonemaking or something.
oh yeah, just like let me see what the skill is called. Like Smith's tools, so it'll just be like kind of a, I don't know, maybe a nature roll.
You want to take a chisel to it or something?
No, I don't want to touch it yet. So maybe a nature roll, because I'm just trying to see if I've ever seen this stone before, since my guy is a mason.
Sure. Daerma, how do you want to look at it, or what are you trying to do?
I want to see, because I know that I don't have. I know I don't have like a tool proficiency for it, so I'm just gonna see if I can do this as. Can I do it as an Arcana roll?
Yeah.
I'll investigate the magical properties to it.
Sure.
A 19.
So what Alistair gets first.
Oh, 20? No. 2. Right next to it.
Alistair, I mean, like, I would say it's almost like, it's not ruby. As it pulsates, it's like almost like a living thing. A living stone, almost. It's strange. It's definitely, Daerma, it's definitely bound together by some type of magic. I'm going to say like necromantic magic.
It just... Yeah.
Obviously, it's like pulsating stone. It's not real, it's not natural of the world. Somehow, somebody created this. How or why or what its purpose remains aloof.
I can definitely feel some magic in here. It's unnatural. It's unnatural. It's like hundreds of thousands of energy just has been sapped, and it just has this dark feel to it.
Could it be keeping something alive?
It could be, as in, it could be. I just feel life, like it's, could be the castle, could be Strahd himself. Just the intricacies is that it's very complex. It's a very complex form of magic, and how he managed to pull this off, even in Castle Ravenloft, it's nothing but, unfortunately, a stroke of genius.
Then I say we take it out.
Probably
Or
take
at least
a
do our
sample.
best.
Any advantage we can have over him will help us defeat him.
Oh, because if we can take something of his and get out of here, we may have a bit more of just an advantage on him, maybe his power.
Maybe you range folks should have a go at it then, and me and Alistair kind of sit here and watch.
Bridian, you want to say something?
Yeah. I mean, we're basically looking into the heart of the hornet's nest. I mean, if we're all truly prepared to shake it up, then let's do it.
We need to make sure we have a great exit plan.
Should we get this?
Well, we can't go up.
We're on stairs that slide, so we're pretty screwed if we stay here.
Maybe we should find this thing in the catacombs first then? Or try to go save your friend?
Well, if we kill this dickhead, then we can do all the rest in our own time.
Unless this is connected to killing him.
That's what I mean. If we kill the heart and him, do they both die? I don't know. I'm just a dwarf.
I think it doesn't hurt to try. We just need to make sure we have a solid plan to leave. Maybe even prepare.
But if we do this, Lice, that means one of our objectives are going to get cut short. Or both of our objectives are going to get cut short.
But we could kill him.
Or we could die. Oh, yeah, no.
Could die.
But that
Last
old
time I fought him, he pretty much insta-killed me, if that's such a thing.
that old guy seemed to think that we needed to go back there to do something. I didn't trust him.
Yeah, it was to get the strange thing.
He may have a way to rid this heart rock thing of its power from Strahd and break the bond. Maybe that's why.
We don't even know if this is the source of his power. It could just be
coincidental.
The heart of the castle or something. We don't know.
Could be fancy decoration.
Haven't you noticed that?
You broke my chandelier.
I would think.
Do you know how expensive that was?
I was gonna say I would think a beating heart isn't really much of decoration. If I was like, decoration usually isn't inanimate.
Haven't you noticed that some parts of the castle almost seem alive? Maybe it's something to do with that.
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, that's when I think is that if what it is true, and it is tied to Strahd, this is his domain. This is his home turf. He has the advantage here.
You could say it's his lair. I don't know.
Lair. Yeah, lair does work.
Well, let's go past it and see if we run into any problems, and then I think we should try to go for the other objectives before this one, because this is going to start a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, the problem with the other objectives, though, is us leaving Ravenloft and then coming back.
I really would not like to make another trip back here. This place just does not.
I would like to find Ireena is what I would like to do at first.
No, yeah, and if we kill this thing, if we kill this thing and we leave, we'd be shot out of getting Ireena back.
Why would we? Both of them.
Why would we be shot out of getting Ireena back?
Well, we're gonna be leaving. We don't know if we're gonna we don't know if we can come back because Strahd might do something and change whatever it might be. You know, might change the passwords on the portals.
Does he have the power to do that?
I would think he would. This
would
is
I know?
Les can roll an Arcana roll.
So if we're gonna be here, we have to make it count.
I think I agree with Daerma that if this is our chance, we have to make sure our objectives.
It was a 23 pass.
Makes sense.
I mean, changing the command word essentially for a magic item is. It's not like an easy task, but like, you know, again, it just takes time and energy to change the passcode to a waystone.
So
it could be done.
He can do it.
It can be done, but is it something he's going to do? Nobody knows.
He doesn't. I don't think he has the time for that.
I would like to
It depends if we get Ireena. He won't have time for that. He'll be looking for her straight away.
And he'll find us very quickly.
Exactly. I would like to operate under the assumption that he does have that possibility in his back pocket.
Well, yeah.
Right, so priorities are then to find Ireena and this thing that the skeleton man wants.
Exethanter, yeah.
Iridian promised that he would get him because he's a fucking moron.
It could cut. He did promise that with whatever spell he's gonna teach us, will cut off.
You could have at least lied. You could have at least lied, Bradian. Said you was gonna get it to him, but lied.
I would like to see what this strange thing is first before we make under any other assumptions about lying.
Which do we want to accomplish
my deception's
first?
my dumb stat.
Yeah.
And Daerma wanted to be an apprentice of Exethanter.
Oh yeah, no one that wants to be an apprentice of the weird skeleton-looking guy that seems to be evil in an evil temple that gives people evil powers. Seems like a really smart thing to do. Oh, he's a organism.
He did tell us he could cut off the darkness.
Yes.
At least from Strahd.
Well, we know that Ireena is going to be here for 2.5 more days, guaranteed.
Yeah. We're cutting it close.
2.5 days. So I would say at a minimum, maybe we should go down to the catacombs, grab this item, and then depending on what happens there, maybe go and try to find Ireena.
Guys, I don't mind all this planning, but my creatures will only be around for another 15 minutes or so.
I think we should get to the catacombs first as well.
Yes, to the
before we're
bottom,
found
Shack.
out.
As
we're going to the bottom.
As we
To the
descend.
catacombs.
Okay, we're not going to attack the heart. I'll describe
No.
So the first area you pass, like an option, I'm assuming Tog and Lice are being taken down first to kind of see where the group wants to go. The Eagles will fly back up and then grab the rest of the group, and then we'll move everybody down, right?
I have a Chucky doll on the bird with me to ask him which way to catacombs point.
I'm just describing
I know.
where kind of you want to go to give you options. And of course, just going down, I mean, the Chucky doll points down, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
The first stop, if you want to go there, Tog, is where you were originally, where the halls of the statues were. Do we want to keep going below there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There is another exit to a place you haven't been. The exit is on the north side of the spiral area. Are we going down further? It's a floor down from there, from where you originally were.
I think we keep going down.
Okay, we're going to keep going down.
Yeah, because how far was it when we were first there? Do you remember? Because if...
We've just gone past the floor where we first got onto this place.
Right, but from there, how far it was down to the catacombs that we were in? I think we...
No, we were in the dungeon initially.
Oh.
The torture chamber area, dungeony part. I'm assuming catacombs are probably different. Correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm assuming the catacombs is probably where all the coffins are, where Strahd keeps his crypt. But, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I just saw the flaming heart thing. That's cool.
Yeah, the artist put it in there. I don't know who created this map. So Toggle, the Eagles let you and Lice off, and the spiral staircase looks like it descends further down into the spiral ends, and we're going into another section. The issue is, Toggle, a little bit, the map, I think the Tailspire map is actually more accurate than this isometric map they put in the campaign book. Yeah. Okay? Because it's so complex. It lets you out. If we go to the very bottom of where this is, let me keep going. I'll describe where you and Lice are put up. The Eagles can fit their way down there too if you want to take the Eagles with you. I'll describe the room. It's a new room, and then I also roll a d20. So how Ravenloft works, if you enter a new zone, I roll a d20 for a random encounter. I rolled a 3.
Tog,
so
should we
happened.
have the Eagles go back up and start bringing the rest down, or should we keep one
Now
with
we're
us?
down.
Okay, they go back up. Let me see what we can do here. I know where we're at. I just have to pull up the map since we're moving throughout this place. Okay.
Holy.
I just want to make sure we're in the right spot. Okay, we're on this side. Okay, we came out of this place. This dark.
It's pretty complicated. I don't blame you for getting it.
Dark passage dark passage runs 20 feet, connected to an archway to the west with ascending stone staircase to the east. To the north and south are 4 10-foot square alcoves, cluttered with rotting cogs and dirty rags. The ceilings are covered with yellow lichen. Let me pull it. So nothing happens. I'm bringing the rest of the group down here. The Eagles, by the time this all happens, are gone, and Shaq is around. Chucky is with you. So let's try to bring everybody down here.
Wow.
Just stay for. So hold on for a second, Todd, while I bring everybody down here.
I moved one step so you could put people behind me. That's all.
Oh, you're good.
Um,
So you probably have to double click your character, and I'll tell you when to do that.
when while everyone's being brought down, I'm going to talk to the doll and kind of
Okay.
ask again what rough direction is the catacombs. If he points anywhere but down, basically.
He, let's roll a d20 for the doll
Oh lord.
to see what the doll does. If it kind of knows where it's at. It says it points like straight ahead.
So we're on the right level for the
So
catacombs.
double click your character. You should be able to appear. Shaq and his eagles aren't here, and I haven't been able to move the doll down either. The doll is in here.
I don't
It's
think
just-
we
Yeah,
need
it's with
the
us.
doll.
We can pretend it's
Theater of
with
the
us.
mind, guys.
It's
Okay.
probably with
Pretty cool,
Todd's
huh?
probably holding it.
This
So
is crazy. These
um,
maps are just nuts.
Viridian steps forward first into this new room.
Wait, Viridian.
Hold on here. Let me get my map ready here. Viridian, as you walk through this hall, you sense that you are not alone. A dark shade stalks alongside you, always just at the edge of your peripheral vision. If you try to turn around and catch a direct look, echoes of desperate screams and the clanging of weapons hangs in the air, and you can smell the fresh blood. After a few more steps, you become aware of more faint shades pressed into the corners, hands held up, pleading, obviously scared to death. These shades are unmoving, and you realize each of them huddles over a particularly dark patch of blood in the floor. What do you guys do? So there's like shadows are moving in this room, Viridian. Around.
This place is haunted.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just tell the group be wary. You know, the darkness is dense down here.
I'll pull my bow out.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Anybody else want to do anything?
You know, I believe you when you say this castle might be alive.
Change
This doesn't feel right.
Because the rain has kind of gone down. We've traveled like 4 or 5 stories. I rolled another d20 to see if more random encounters occur. I roll an 18.
Uh-oh.
Toggle, you're kind of like preserved behind you, and Toggle catches something behind him. I'll tell you what you see, Toggle. You don't hear footsteps, but you see, like with your dark vision, coming down the stairs, like back here, a curious object drifts into view, as though held aloft by an invisible force. What do you guys do? It seems to be marching down the stairs slowly.
Oh, guys, hide. I take the hide action behind this thing while I'm watching it.
Everybody gonna try to make the hide action?
Yeah.
I don't know about everyone else, but I try and hide.
Viridian's trying to hide too.
Yes, I will do that as well.
I'm really good at hiding.
There's a few, I just put the torches on your model, but this room is actually pitch black. I just have the torches on you so we can actually see what the hell's kind of going on. But unless the artist puts like a torch in the room, it's like darkness essentially, right? Everybody rolls a stealth check as this thing comes down the stairs.
I have advantage, but it don't need it.
You're invisible. You're actually invisible, Alarian, as we are considered in darkness. I'll tell you what it is. Toggle
is the last one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is, Toggle. A purple silk handkerchief with a white, fruffled edges. It seems to be like suspended just being carried this way.
Does it go past me?
We'll have anybody with an Arcana roll can make a roll to see what's going on.
Hey,
Daerma, you got it.
Well, anybody can roll on it if they have an Arcana roll.
Oh, okay.
I think I know what it is.
11.
Daerma doesn't have it. 17.
It's a level 1 spell, so the DC is 11. So, Alistair, Lice, you guys kind of know what it is. Those people who rolled above an 11, so Alistair did not get it. Or no, Alistair rolls with advantage.
Unseen
so Alistair
servant.
gets it. It's an unseen servant. Summoned usually by like a wizard or something like that to carry belongings throughout the castle. What do you guys do? Are we just letting the unseen servant go by?
I'm gonna watch which way it goes. I'm gonna let it go by, well, assuming everyone else does, and watch where it goes.
It opens up a door to the... Beridian sees where it goes. It opens up a door to the left, and then kind of goes... and the door
Does it
shuts
actually
behind
open the door?
It opens the door. Because it's made of like force or whatever, I think. So it's able to like touch and move objects. And the door behind it shuts as it walks into a room.
Oh, that was weird. There was a floating hanky.
Yeah, it was an unseen servant.
Beridian hears like screams and stuff like this happening. Like a battle long ago, or like a skirmish. Beridian, the blood pools are like on the ground in here. Beridian, your like little lantern is out.
Yeah.
As this thing, you know, the group says that you like re-expose your lantern so you can actually see. So it's equivalent to like torchlight. The shadows like flicker away as your lantern comes out, but they seem to be like encroaching on you. It kind of like gives you the feeling of like the Amber Temple almost, especially like meeting Exethanter, like how you heard like voices in his chambers. What do you guys do? Toggle and Daerma move into the room.
I go, Brilliant. Which way did it go?
Then I point towards the door to the left.
I go, do you reckon it's taking something to someone? Maybe Strahd wants his hanky? And I'd start laughing.
Do we want to run into someone, or do we want to avoid someone?
That's what I mean. Does that mean we go the other way? Or do we think fuck it and go that way?
Well, unfortunately, I do not know if we received any guidance as to where to go.
I stand in between the two doors, one leading to the left, one leading to the right. Ask the little checky doll. Hey, you've been pretty good so far, wee man. Which way now? To the crypts? Or to the catacombs?
I'll roll persuasion roll.
Don't.
Maybe Lice should be the one who talks to it from now on.
Yeah.
Can I just chime in? Like we really need to get to the catacombs.
Oh, it was almost a nat 20.
Sure, we'll let Lice roll for funds.
Maybe, Lice, you could pat it on the head and make it feel special.
And it was almost a 20.
By 20? Crap.
Did you end up rolling the same as me?
Yeah. With a +7.
Lice, is your sword out? Like as a torch almost?
No. No, that's tucked away. It ain't coming out here. They don't like that here.
You got a 20, Lice? On your persuasion? Oh, you got a 9?
No, I got a 9.
I got a 9.
It was almost a 20. I think sad.
I think we should be avoiding trying to find people, at least until we accomplish getting the tome.
Yeah, but if that's the way people are, then that's the way we gotta go. No?
Let me roll this stealth roll.
I don't know.
Who has a higher passive perception than 17?
I have 24.
Yeah, exactly.
Who has a higher passive perception than 23? 17.
I have 17.
I definitely
exactly.
don't. Yeah, my passive perception is like 9.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Everybody roll
oblivious.
initiative. Whoever does not beat a passive perception of 17 is surprised.
Alistair can't be surprised.
I'm surprised.
How can you not be surprised, Alistair?
It's part of his trait.
Yeah, it's one of the runes.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one of the runes on?
No, it's not on. It's just a passive ability. That's
Okay.
the rune that's etched in his forehead.
Ooh. I'm surprised and really low initiative roll. Bad.
I got a nat 1, Tog.
Initiative. We're rolling initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got a 21.
Okay, I'll go down in a second. I'm just changing the battle music.
How the fuck did that fin sneak up on us?
What the hell?
What is that?
Doesn't look pleasant.
This
It
looks
don't.
like Underdark all over again.
Don't let it touch you. The Shambler? Oh, good God. That can't be anything good.
I think you're muted. I don't know if you realise.
Like soldiers made of shadow. Alarian, you like kind of recognize him a little bit of what you saw in the vision of Strahd turning into a vampire. Looks like older soldiers of Ravenloft. Daerma, what'd you get for initiative? 21?
Yes.
Toggle.
7.
Bridian.
18.
Alarian.
28.
Alistair.
11.
Lice.
3.
Okay, so Alarian's up first. Shadows appear and are drawn out. They appear to be hostile. What do you want to do, Alarian?
I'm gonna move up a little bit so I can like
Take
make
a shot.
I guess.
Okay. Which one do you want to shoot at?
The
The
big
one?
nasty thing.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll use that ring charge thing to get advantage.
You want to shoot with advantage?
Or
You're already
or
shooting
would I
with
already
advantage
have advantage because it's the first time I'm
because you're invisible.
okay. Awesome.
Especially because you position yourself like around the corner outside of like torches and things like that, right? But if Lice draws her sword, like has a 30-foot range, so then if you're standing in that, you're visible. Roll an attack roll.
27.
Nice. Roll some damage.
And I will make this nasty thing one of my favorite foes.
Okay,
But I will get the sneak attack because I had advantage.
that's right.
Awesome.
20.
And
So when you're attacking, you roll to attack with advantage as well, right? How much damage did you do?
20.
Okay.
And 20 in total.
Is that the end of your turn?
Let's see. I actually have a second action, so I'm
Because of
going to.
your, you get another attack because of your ability, your subclass, as a Gloomstalker.
Yes.
On the first
so,
part of your turn, you get an additional attack. Roll a natural 20 critical.
Nat 20.
Nice. Roll another 20 to see if you do a super crit.
First time in all of the campaign. Oh.
I think Ireena / Alarian's been rolling a lot of 20s this game, guys.
Okay,
Oh,
we should
it was
It,
almost.
please?
It was
Wiggling.
almost the 20.
Okay, seriously, we should stop saying first in all the game. Let's see if it'll do it.
So 14 plus 12.
Yes, and I
Okay.
think I still get the favorite foe damage on that, so
Sure.
that'd be another 1.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to
Rehide.
hide. Yes.
Okay. roll it up as a hide action. Daerma's up. Were you surprised, Daerma? I think Daerma was surprised, right?
I was surprised. I'm skit.
Beridian's up. Were you surprised? No, you're not. What do you want to do, Beridian?
I'm just gonna go
all
ahead.
these soldiers, like a shadow, forms of wisp. They begin to surround you in this room.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Spear Guardians.
Okay. Around you, it's a 15 foot.
15 feet, yeah.
It hits almost all of them. So at the start of their turn, we'll roll it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do it for the mark it on your spell sheet, right?
Yep.
Did you use it? Use it as a 3rd level spell or something?
I use it as a 4th level.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I used it, yeah.
Okay.
Spell
The shadows are up first, so if you... what saving throw do I need to make with him?
Wisdom 17.
I'll roll the damage.
.7.
Nice. So if I fail my saving throw, they die. Okay?
Such a good spell.
That is.
So
Okay.
good.
Let me roll up another wisdom save here. I'm gonna roll up. There's 6 shadows, I think, we got here. So I pass with that one. I'll just go in a clockwise fashion here. The one over here you can't get at unless you want to move your character. I'll assume you move strategically in the middle of the room like this so we can get them all, okay?
Okay.
That's another pass. They still take half damage. What's your DC again? 18?
17.
I passed again. I'm rolling pretty well. This one dies right here. And the last one. So all these shadows your angels begin to descend upon them. How do they destroy these shadows?
So basically, it's just like forms of light, just trying to. It's weird, like kind of gases of white fighting, the dark ones, just incoherent mist, just kind of swirling together, and then eventually the black ones just disappear in the darkness.
This guy is really badly damaged after taking a critical. Plus it failed its save too. The shadows turns are up though. They come up to it. This one moves up to attack you, Beridian.
I think of Reverse Ghost. Patrick Swayze. Then goes into shadow rather than it being shadow, it's light.
Okay. So first attack. It just has one attack. I rolled a 19, so 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Beridian. You take 9 psychic damage.
Okay.
Oh, do I get advantage on this roll? No, I do not, because it wasn't attacking you from surprise. Okay, so make a concentration check.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. Terrible. With advantage.
You fail.
It drops.
The spell goes down.
1 and 2.
It still affects everybody as we just did because their turns come up and their turns are right now. 2 of them attack Daerma. I get advantage on the roll because Daerma is surprised. Plus he's flanked, so I get another +2. I'll roll with the shadows. They're badly injured though. Here we go with advantage. Attack number 1 from the shadow. 19 Daerma.
Yep, barely hits it.
That's just the first attack. I'll roll damage. You take 8 necrotic damage. And then your strength is reduced by 4. Until a long rest. Or lesser restoration. Yeah. So you can mark it on your character sheet. I think you only have 8 strength, right?
Yeah. How do I mark it?
You have to adjust it in the character sheet. It's one of those more difficult things to do. Because it's not something that happens a lot in D&D. I'm going to roll the second attack with advantage as the shadows emerge out. Because nobody has a light. What's your AC?
18.
You don't have Blade Song up, though.
No, I don't because I got surprised.
So what's your AC at?
Let me see here.
I think it's just 10 plus dex plus any magic items and stuff.
It'll be -4. It'll be
-4.
-4. Because Blade Son's
So-
+4.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because of the blessings of Argynvost, I get a +5 to armor class.
You
so
get plus
that's
1 to
15.
armor class.
Or
Yeah.
+1, sorry.
Yeah. I still did damage to you. Take another 10 necrotic damage. Plus your strength is reduced by 2. So I think your strength score is now at 2.
Ooh. That's bad.
The last one comes up to Toggle. You gotta share the level a little bit, Toggle. I attack Toggle with advantage, because he's surprised.
Or
I think if you had more stuff with Barbarian, you wouldn't be surprised. What's your AC, though?
higher than 14. 18.
Okay, doesn't hit you. My turn is over. Alistair 2.0 is up.
Alright. I'm like kind of around the corner, so.
You said 2?
Yeah, what do you want to do, Alistair? You're right here, we'll say.
I'm just gonna run towards the nearest guy.
Okay, you run up to the one and you flank the one that's on Daerma.
Yeah, alright. I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Giant's Might.
You wanna get
large
bigger?
if I'm able to.
Yeah, of course. Mark it that you use a charge of it. I'm trying to blow you up. There you go. Lice, you see Alistair grow in size right before you. His head, like, almost hits the ceiling, though, right? If you actually look to scale, like, there's these alcoves, right? Like, so Alistair can, like, look over the alcoves. They're just, like, rubble and junk. What do you do, Alistair? Do you have dark vision or a way to see?
No, I don't think I have dark vision.
Is that a fuck ton of light because Beridian used Spirit Guardians?
Yeah, but it's still pretty dark, so I'm going to say you attack with disadvantage. It's just like angels flying around, but it doesn't, like, light up the area. There's no light emitted from the spell.
So
Isn't
the
that one of
guy
his
look like a
attributes?
ghost, or what does he look like?
It's like a shadow that's, like, looks like a soldier almost.
I want to punch him.
Roll an attack with disadvantage.
Hold on, or do I have advantage because I'm large? No,
No,
it's
you do
just-
not. Just disadvantage roll. They have an AC of 12.
Oh, one hit.
Yep, roll some damage. How do you destroy it?
Oh, I just go like this and just hit it on the head.
Bonk.
Bonk.
My threat neutralized.
Hold on, we gotta add
Is
the
that-
sound
is
effects
that-
to that. Clunk.
Is that the end of your turn, or do you want to do an additional move action?
I don't even think I need to move. I think I'm close enough to hit this guy right. I can't. I don't know.
I don't think... Does your Giant's Might give you a 10-foot reach? I do not think so. I looked at it again.
No,
I
I
don't-
think I just get 10 foot when I become large.
I don't know. I don't think so. But we can move you here, and you can attack this one on Toggle. You roll an attack with disadvantage. I think you gotta roll... Yeah, you gotta roll really low, though, still to miss it. To roll some damage up. Another bonk, Toggle. As Alistair pounds him out. Let's who's up next. It's Toggle.
So hold on, it's 13, then it's plus D6 because I'm going to use the extra.
Yeah,
Giant's
it didn't
Might.
have too much HP left because when it's in Beridian's thing, it still takes half radiant damage. Toggle's surprised. Lice, I think,
So
is.
18 damage.
Lice, are you surprised?
I am.
Shaq isn't here. Go to the top of the round to Alarian.
All right.
What'd you roll in your stealth?
I rolled a 33.
Nice. Roll an attack roll if you want.
Would it be with advantage because I'm hidden?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Try
don't
to
need
right
it
click.
anyway.
Try to right click and do it.
27.
How do you
Yeah,
destroy
I
the
forgot.
shadow demon?
My arrow just goes through it, and the shadow kind of just dissipates.
Awesome. Right in front of Beridian, you see this large thing of like necrotic energy fall down and like seep into black mist and fog on the floor. Something haunted this room, and you guys have obliterated it. There's just one left. I think that you only get one
And-
attack, correct?
I do have attacks per action too.
Okay, yeah, you can attack
Also-
again
Yes.
and shoot another arrow. How do you destroy the
24.
last shadow?
I will. Same thing, just arrow goes in, light comes out, shadow goes away.
Okay, combat is over, guys.
Dog turns and goes, "Huh? What was that?"
I have no idea.
Oh, that was weird. Brilliant. Why you got your wee spirit guardians up?
Do not worry. Guardian threat is neutralized.
Why are you so tall?
You know he can use magic, right?
It's not magic. It's a gift from my master.
It's a pretty good gift.
I imagine you grow rather than the usual slow growth. I imagine that Alistar basically transformer changes and grows.
Yeah.
Yes.
One
He
day,
is now the Iron.
One day, I hope Viridian may try to bring back my master's memory.
Maybe. It seems I get the bad end of the deal, bringing back people's memories.
You got a point there. Anyways, you look like the Iron Giant, Alistair.
I don't know what that is, but thank you.
He shrinks back down as a minute goes by.
And which way are we going, guys? Did the little guy give us any kind of insight?
No, he was just shaking his head and doing a wee dance. He didn't really know.
What if we ask him again after that?
Probably
You can
just
ask
do
him.
the same.
Yeah,
You can ask
you
him.
could
Okay,
ask him.
I'm gonna ask him one more time. Do you know? Are you sure you don't know which way?
Does a little spin and it throws its hands up in the air. Does a little performance for you.
I kind of want him to roll a d10, and then 5 we.
5 left.
Well,
Yeah.
You want me to roll it randomly? Okay. I think
Yep.
there's a way we can go.
Any points?
I think there's just left or right. He points to the left. You kind of demanded of him toggle. He spins and
Yep.
does a little gesture that way.
Okay, that's the way we're going.
All right.
Dice never usually
Open
lead
the
us
door,
wrong.
Bridian. Bridian opens the door, and I will describe what's in the room, Bridian, before we move in.
I feel weak, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if we have a random encounter, and then I'll roll another d20 to determine if Madam Even's card reading comes true. No random encounter. I'll roll the d20 to see if Strahd is in the room. Nope, he's not here. Way back in the day,
Okay, good.
in the first campaign, we did the card reading, and this is where Strahd would be. But we've changed it a little bit, right? So that's one of the things behind Ravenloft is you do this card reading, and he's in a random room in the castle, right? Where you actually encounter him, and this is the room. I'll describe the room, though, Bridian, for you. I have a picture as well. Let's pull up the article and actually show the artwork and stuff like that as well. Oh, this
It looks like there's food on the table that I'm going to be tucking into.
I have to edit the landmark because it's
Are you
considered
sure
private.
you want to eat Cass Ravenloft's food?
Err.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright, my con's really high, and I'm a dwarf.
Natural one. No, just kidding.
You're eating enchanted ham. Each bite you take is a bite out of your own flesh.
Dark stains cover the floor of this large area. Large oak tables, scarred and beaten, lay scattered like toys about the room, their wood crushed and splintered. Replacing them are the furnishings made entirely of human bone.
Oh, I changed my mind.
The walls
You still want to eat it now?
The walls and the 20-foot high vaulted ceiling are sickly yellow color, not because of faded or time-worn plaster, because they are adorned with the bones of skulls, arranged in morbidly decorative fashion, giving the room a cathedral-like quality. 4 enormous mounds of bones occupy the corner of this ossuary, and garlands of skulls extend from the mounds to the chandelier of bones that hang from the ceiling above a long table constructed of bones in the center of the room. 10 chairs made of bones and festooned with decorative skulls surround the table, resting atop which is an ornate bowl-shaped vessel, yet made of, you guessed it, more bones. The doors to the north and south are sheathed in bone, but the steel-banded double doors in the center of the east wall are not. I will link you a picture and the article.
Well, I can definitely tell you that he has ingenuity and some kind of taste.
Taste? This is fucking terrifying. What's wrong with you?
Is that his coat of arms, that banner? On the wall? I
mean,
remember it from that wizard guy's room.
I mean, if you realistically look at it, Tog, I mean, it has to take some creativity to turn this all into some freaky dining room hall set.
Have you actually seen what's in this room? It's fucking terrifying. If I walked into this room by myself, I would shit myself and then leave.
Why don't we have anybody who wants to make a religion check? Are we moving into the room?
Yeah, I'll be moving in and I'll make the
Religion check. If you have religion as a proficiency, you can roll.
I can roll on it too.
Okay.
If it's proficient.
I'm just gonna say I give him some props.
Bridian
Have you
steps
actually
forward.
seen the then? It's actually pretty creepy.
Bridian, this is.
I have a 16.
Did you guys check out the picture?
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
So it doesn't. The
Yeah.
Tailspire model
wow.
doesn't do it justice. This whole room is just littered with bones. Bridian, this is considered desecrated ground.
Yeah, there's no way this is.
Wow.
That is not holy at all.
I would think. I mean, I would think. Look at all the bones, though.
I think we should leave this room.
It's a lot of calcium there.
Yeah, there's big doors over
That
here.
is
Maybe
crazy.
we should go through these doors.
So there's doors to the left, right here, and then doors
Very
straight ahead.
interesting.
That's cool.
Well,
Even the chairs are made of bones. I prod it.
Which is the most ornate door? I remember you said there was one made of iron and one made of bone.
This one is made of iron. This one is made of bone, I think.
Right, okay. We should probably go through that one.
The iron
one of
door.
bone?
I agree, bone door.
all right.
Bone door.
Let's go into the bone door.
We're looking for the dead.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true. We're looking for the catacombs and stuff.
Okay, so I'll open up the door with Mage Hand, just to be safe.
Bridian, Daerma wants to open the door with Mage Hand. Do you let him?
Okay.
I'm moving him up. We're moving the rest of the group into the room.
Sure.
I cast Mage Hand and I crack the door open.
Right-click the model and request to open the door.
As he's doing that with a fin, I want to hide. I'm a little bit.
Roll a stealth check.
I got a bad feeling.
I'll describe what you see. And I'll roll a d20 to see if a random encounter occurs.
Oh, there's my nat 20.
Nice. A 10. There's nothing really of importance to note. Daerma, you see like there's like wind that is like blowing out of a stairwell here, and then there appears to be like a room to the right. Where are we going, Bridian?
Let's go to the right.
Move your character.
Do you guys feel like we should be going up or down?
I feel like we should be going down.
I
I
agree.
would think we could be going down, yeah.
I'm going to roll another d20 as Bridian enters a new area. 12.
I'm going to catch up to everyone.
Yeah, why don't we move everybody's character up here? Just use the arrow keys if you can toggle on the keyboard. I will move Alistair's model up. Alistair's got it. Use the arrow keys, Alistair.
Nope.
When I do that, sometimes it like takes me through walls. It's kind of weird.
I'll describe what you see. And a sickly yellow lichen covers the ceilings of this cold, damp, 10-foot wide passage running east and west. Opening off both sides of this passage are 10-foot square alcoves that contain rotting cots, rags, and the skeletal remains of castle guards. A deathly silence fills the hall. What are we doing?
I go, Jester, man, is this the right way? Are we going the wrong way to get to the catacombs? Ice, ask the wee one.
Hey, little weird doll thing. Is
Oh,
good...
he's a good man.
Little, yep.
Be nice.
Chucky.
Yeah, Charles.
Charles, dearest. Is this the right way to go?
Roll a d20. Rolls a natural 20. Let me look at my map. So he'll give you the directions.
Good.
Hooray! That's a huge fucking help. And
Let me
then
look
giant
here on the map.
maze.
You just need to call him Charles.
Found it.
That's it. He's like, no one ever used my good name before.
Isn't his name like Pennywise or something?
Oh, something.
Is that actual real name? Oh, I know, I remember.
Let me see if there's a way to get to it. He's going to take you. He wants to take you to a new place. He points down the hallway, going back to the room, past the Hall of Bones. He wants to take you to a new room where you fought the shadows.
Oh, we're going the wrong way.
All
Whose
right.
idea was it?
Backtrack.
Yeah.
You just want us to see the halls of bone, little man. You pointed this way earlier.
I'm going to move your models back to the shadow room. He points towards a door, and he presents it in front of you, I guess. So every time you ask this creature, I'll roll a d20.
Yeah.
If I roll a 1, something happens.
You might get angry with us.
Something.
So Bridian wants to open the door. I'll say what's in here. A shadowy room is in perfect order. A great table stands here with its chair and quill carefully set in place. Lances, swords, and shields that bear the Barovian crest are hung neatly in the dark, oak-painted walls. It appears to be some type of study or office.
Hey,
Is the ink magical?
people that can read, what do any of these say?
You want to roll a d20?
Can we do
don't-
like an investigation?
Yeah.
I'm not looking. I can't read.
So whoever wants to roll an investigation will allow Bridian and say someone else to roll, like Lice.
My investigation isn't that high. It's
Well,
only
you
plus
asked.
2.
Mine's 4.
Oh, for the ink.
Searching
Yes.
the room. Yeah, searching the room.
I just want to know if that ink's magical.
What'd you get,
Wait,
I have
Lice?
no idea.
Magic ink? Wait, magic ink? Give me
5.
magic ink. I need magic ink.
Didn't you take 20 bottles of it?
I need more.
He has 38 bottles.
Yeah.
You kind of come around the table here, Bridian, and you look on the desk. Do you read Elvish?
I read Elvish.
Oh, hi, I do.
It's one of the
Oh,
languages
ask the
I have.
Elvish, yes.
Hi, hello.
You do read Elvish, Bridian?
Yeah.
It's there appears to be journals and things and papers written in the Elvish language. Do you want to spend a minute reading through it?
Sure. Do a little perusing.
Bridian seems to be... Why don't we move into the room if you want to, you guys? Bridian seems to be reading some books. It's going to take him 5 minutes to do it.
Can I help him go through it?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah, she
Okay.
takes one half. I
I
I got the other half.
You avoid books, so yeah.
If it was something I couldn't read, I'd be like, "Oh, this is perfect for Tog." And just hand it to him.
I want to slowly look down the stairs. I'm assuming this door was already open.
Yeah, I'll kind of look down the stairs
Because
with you.
There
If I'm
is
not
no.
mistaken-
Yeah, there's a door that was open there. I guess if it's open, Toggle,
I'm-
it's
I'm
open.
fairly certain we've actually been here before. I look at the room and go,
Roll
this
an
looks
insight roll.
familiar. This looks familiar.
Toggle thinks.
You've been
Well, actually,
here.
Toggle, you roll a survival roll when it's like you're trying to find directions or something, or remember which way's north or something like that.
It's good because my survival's better.
Bridian and Lice, the journal appears to be written from Rahadin. It's like talking about how he wishes Strahd would like think twice about certain things, or trying to bring Strahd back to earn grace with the Dark Lord, and going to the Amber Temple to pray for him.
So
To
this
say
is his little
why?
study.
Like why he wants to. Well, other than like the praise and stuff, does he have anything else about where this power of like darkness comes from in there?
Maybe
Make
that's why
another.
it was there.
We'll have you roll another. You can spend another 5 minutes going through some more journals and books of his to maybe discern that answer. We'll make a d20 roll and an investigation roll. Do you want to do that?
Yes.
While they're doing that, I'm
I
kind
have
of
a
looking
hunch.
down the stairs, and
Make
I
a perception roll,
hopefully
Toggle.
putting 2 and 2 together that we've been this way.
Survival, you have not been this way.
Oh,
So you have it.
not.
Can I make an investigation roll for any spell books?
Rahadin was not a spellcaster of a traditional sense, so he has no spell books in here. What was your question again, Lice? It was about why
The darkness, his connection, and what's going on with him. Really, just information about that. If he has any insight into that, really. Because I have a hunch, and I want to see if I'm right.
I didn't write like a journal or anything for this guy, but like I'm assuming you find like another passage in the book, and it talks about how in Elvish it's written that hopefully the mist will come down when he marries Ireena, and that the darkness's torment over Strahd will be released.
Okay, so why? I guess my question is that as I'm reading through the journals, it's like, why is? Do they really think that they can break the darkness's hold over this, even though they failed? So even. Wait, let me put the question. Let me rephrase the question. Do you think that the darkness over Strahd will be released if he marries Ireena? Like, where did they get this idea?
While they're doing that, I want to ask Alarian
I-
who
I-
wants
I
to
tried to-
scout
sorry.
downstairs.
Yes, I'll definitely do that. But I was thinking that too, like trying to ask Strahd, like why he thought that, like what got it in his mind that if we were to be married, that he was, gonna like be
That'll be the cutscene.
better.
We're not going to cutscene back to Ireena.
No,
Maybe
no,
next
I was
game.
just saying I had asked him that before.
Sure.
That's a very good question.
And as far as like Rahadin's journals, like he's just like an underling of Strahd's. So even though he was the right hand man, he hasn't been here for days, right? You guys killed him before the whole plan was really set in motion. In fact, you guys killed him before he even captured
Ireena.
Ireena.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have even known.
Can I take his most recent journal and just pocket that?
Yeah, write it to the character sheet that you take Rahadin's journal.
I want the last one, yeah.
But make an Arcana roll.
Oh god, it's gonna curse me.
No.
It is the curse of Strahd, so.
Yeah.
What'd you get? It's like laggy as hell today.
It's laggy as hell. 11.
Not high enough. What are we doing? Toggle, are we going downstairs?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we'll be.
I wanted to sneak downstairs with Illyrium while them lot were searching books because I get very bored very quickly of people
I'll
reading
move
books.
Alarian and Toggle. It's a teleporter room.
Nice.
So you were close to this area. You're a right toggle. So double click your character if you need to. I just moved you down there a little bit.
All right.
So you guys are down here. And you see the teleporter flames. I roll a d20 to see if something's happened to the teleporter.
We were stealthing down for this one.
If I roll a if I roll a 5 or less, something happens. Nothing happens yet.
Out of curiosity, how much weight would you say the journal is? Like
5 pounds or 3 pounds, something like that.
3? Okay.
Maybe
Well, it's a
2
hefty
pounds.
book. Okay.
2 pounds, we'll say. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay, what do you guys do? The flames and the guardians
no, we don't.
of the brazier are there. These two these two statues are in front of the teleporter. You found your way back to the Catacombs of Ravenloft. Viridian straight ahead is the two red curtains where it leads into Strahd's torture chamber.
That's right.
But I look around and then I realise there's only one way we haven't gone down here.
Yeah,
if we're coming from the stairs.
When you went this way, Toggle, you went up one of the towers to the study.
Yeah. The only place we
haven't gone
haven't.
the stairs.
Yeah. The only place we haven't
we took the
gone
middle
is up
stairs.
the other stairs.
Yeah.
Well, this is the one where
But
we
should
ran
we-
down to shoot.
Oh, that's the teleporter.
vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we be going back down to where he was holding us captive? Is that where the catacombs are?
That was my first guess, but like Todd
Did
had a
we
great
climb
point.
over a wall or something?
They're dungeons. We've been down there and it was full of water.
Viridian is
Yeah,
going
what's
up to
below
a
the
spot where you guys chased the Violenta, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah,
From
Violenta
the mountains.
was that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah, 'cause I
actually-
took a
There was
ring.
the trap down the way, but the misty floors there. Toggle pinned it before and disabled the trap, which slid down, and there was that vampire in there, right, in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Are we? I'm assuming if you guys want to circumvent that, and we go to the end of the hallway. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, because this is the only place we really haven't been.
So I'm going to move Viridian's character up, and so the floor is like very misty. Remember, Marcus fell through the trap because it was like so misty, and you have a lot of disadvantage. I'm going to roll a d20 though, to see if a random
I fell in
encounter
there
occurs.
too.
Has anyone got like gust or gal or?
Not prepared.
No random encounter. Why don't we move everybody up? I'll move Alistair up as well since he's not here. Why don't we move people up down the hallway? There appears to be like a doorway, Viridian, in front of you. Toggle, you look at it, it appears to be a part of a secret doorway system.
Oh, that's your line of thing. Yeah, because I was trying to click on it. It's like, you know what? I can't open this.
Toggle
Wow.
has disabled the trap, the sliding mechanism trap that was like right here. I'm saying he disables it.
I'm
I'm moving Toggle up. There you go.
yeah,
I'm moving
I'm really
Dwarm up.
struggling to get down these halls.
I moved Dwarm up too. I tried to at least. Dwarm is now.
I will have a look at the wall to see if there's any keyholes or anything that maybe I can pick.
Roll up a d20 to investigation.
Flat D20.
Can I help him with that? Like with sleight of hand or thieves' tools?
Do you know? Are you proficient in thieves' tools?
Yes.
Roll a d20 as well.
Both an investigation or just a D20? Did you say?
Investigation roll.
Oh, yeah, bollocks.
I just rolled a d20.
Oh, I rolled a 0, so
No, it doesn't appear to be trapped. Toggle rolls a natural 0. Or a 0.
oh, natural.
Who's
one.
opening the
You can't
door?
roll it.
Yeah, you can't roll a 0.
Who's opening the door?
I rolled a 0.
I tried.
I can use mage hand. I have that to open the door.
Yeah.
I don't look trapped. I think it's okay.
It's always better to be safe than sorry as a
sorry.
cantrip.
I agree.
Don't mind.
We don't really use Mage Hand a lot, so.
Yeah. Just in case.
Toggle, are you letting
Nobody
Ilarion
can.
use Mage Hand from like a distance?
Well, if they're insistent. I don't think it's trapped. I think they're wasting their time.
I'll add like a couple
Doesn't take
minutes
that
to the
long.
timer.
I'll move
Ilarion,
back.
right click and open the door. Nice. It appears to open like you walk through a little bit. Like you see a bunch of bones here, like a pile of bones. Let me describe this area. You guys can stop moving now.
Yeah.
Stop moving. Go back. Because Ilarion goes through first.
Oh shit, there's a lot of fucking bones.
Yeah.
Like more bones than I've seen, I feel like, so far.
Oh, we actually got a picture for
Anywhere.
this place too. Give me a second while I unlock it.
Like that's gotta be like 100 more, maybe more than 100 bones. A lot of bones.
Buried deep beneath the keep of Ravenloft lies an ancient catacomb with arched ceilings supported by wide, hollow columns that double as crypts. Cobwebs hang, limped,
found it.
and in the musty air and thick fog clings to the Akur, which is covered in putrid waste. The black ceiling is moving. I'll link you a picture.
Quick question. Did one of teleporter things go to like Strahd's tomb? Or am I just totally remembering that?
Not that we
wrong?
know of. It might have. It went to someone's tomb.
Yeah, it went to
'Cause-
like the king's tomb.
Maybe that would be a good place to start instead of like going through the whole thing, because this guy was obviously important.
So,
Just
Ilarion, as you step into this area, you're trying to be quiet and stuff like that. The whole floor is like made of mist, and you feel like a squish as you step down into the ground of the catacombs. So each one of these like pillars or whatever you want to call it is a catacomb. It's like the way they describe it is 10 by 10 feet. There is like a slab in front of it that can be moved with a DC 10 strength check.
Oh my god.
Ilarion, though, your boots are like dirty, and it's like you're leaving like tracks essentially. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
Would you
Do we
see
know-
it?
There's a lot of bones, and it's really gross, and there's something on the floor, and I don't know what I'm stepping in. It could be like dead bodies, or I don't know. That's just the feel I get of the whole place. Is this book magical that we're looking for?
Yeah, he said it was a magical tome.
So maybe we could try to detect magic. I don't know how that works, or
Well,
if we get
I have
closer.
detect magic in a wand, so we can use that.
Do you want to maybe lead the way then?
I will.
Daerma steps forward, and he's leading the party, correct?
Yes, and I.
Everybody who
am
steps
going-
into the room, like you feel like a squishing, and the ceiling is like moving. Bridian, you like look up with your bullseye lantern. The ceiling has thousands of bats climbing upside down to the ceiling. Like thousands of bats.
Stepping on guano. Oh, man.
Well, that's better than body parts.
That's how COVID starts. Sorry.
Let's move Daerma's character up.
Sorry.
That was good.
Dwarma,
Too soon, Todd.
I think so.
Too soon.
you see a tomb, I'm sorry, to your, like a catacomb to your right. Dwarma, as you're leading the way, you wave your magic wand. When you use a magical item, like detect magic, let me take a look at that spell. It's concentration, so it uses your concentration. Even though it's derived from a magical item, it's equivalent to you actually casting the spell from that magical item. You understand, Daerma?
Yes.
And you have to hold the item in your hand. So it's held in your offhand while your rapier or your Illuminar is in the other hand, correct?
Illuminar is not out, so I'm holding it in my left, but I'm holding it in my left hand.
Okay. You're using your dark vision?
Yes.
Viridian is sort of close by, so there's a little bit of torchlight. To the right, you see you read the inscription on a tomb or a catacomb. It says, "Dark Mists, the one who freely took the dark kiss. Her skin like water, her mind now deep as an ocean."
Yo, anybody want to open this? Kill her right now?
I don't think she's in there.
Who are you talking about?
This is Dark Mist's tomb.
The vampire chick.
Oh wait, this is their tombs?
This is their tombs.
Well, this is bad. We want to be down here.
Well, this is the catacombs.
Well, if we open it, surprise her, and stab this bitch, maybe that's one less person we gotta fuck with later.
I got a stake right here, ready, with her name written on it, Alarian, see? I point to it and it's like says dark mist only.
Nice.
Little etching in it.
Yep. I'm not letting her escape.
You want to open the tomb?
Do it quick.
With your -2 strength.
The tomb. You have 2 strength now, Daerma, by the way, so Tog does make a good point. You cannot move the thing. In fact, I'm going to say Daerma's heavily encumbered. He moves at half speed and disadvantaged to all dexterity saving throws.
So, seeing Daerma struggle this much, I'm going to walk up to him and I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration to him.
Thank you.
I'll say that removes the strength, so strength is now returned to 8.
Okay.
Use the spell slot, right? 3rd level spell?
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
It's second. Yeah.
Second level, okay.
So you actually want me to open this? Maybe Alistair goes first and opens it. He's a bit bigger than me and maybe grabs the woman if she's in there.
That's a great idea. Grapple her, and then we'll all be in defensive positions. But Alistair, try to keep her quiet.
I will do my best. My programming is exceptional at moving things.
Oh, make her mouth quiet, especially.
I was like, Alistair, you remember your old friend Mist, right?
Yes, she got on a wagon with Rahadin, never to be seen again.
Yeah, well, she's now one of Strahd's bitches, so you perfectly don't mind holding her down, right?
Oh, it feels like we're going outside of our remit, but sure, let's go.
Roll the door to open it.
What do you want me to roll?
I'm sorry, just right-click the door and hit open the door to interact with the object.
Let's see if I can.
The catacomb is empty. She's not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saw that coming.
Well, we tried.
Yeah, worth a shot.
I'm gonna step in and see.
Roll an investigation roll.
I can't friggin'. Alright. I am highly proficient in investigation.
Nowhere to be found,
What?
Alistair.
What about the same, Alistair?
Where else are we going, guys?
Let's just keep looking to try to find the tome.
Is Viridian or Daerma leading the way?
I'll still lead.
Viridian closes the tomb. Okay, so Daerma wants to lead. Move your character, Daerma, where you want to go.
Alright, so...
If you step into like inches of bat shit.
Oh, it's horrid.
Move your character. I've seen Beridian move his character, but Daerma's not moving his character. So Daerma moves
There
up. Let's stop right there. You look to the left, Daerma. No, move your character back. You're right here. Okay, stop.
Okay.
You look to the left and you see something. I'll describe what you see. White marble steps descend into a tomb that has a vaulted ceiling 30 feet overhead. A stillness, a calm amid the storm is felt here. In the center of the tomb is a white marble slab. It supports an intricately inlaid coffin. Chiseled into the slab is a name. You'd have to get closer to read it. To the north behind the coffin are 3 alcoves of beautifully carven statues. They stand in each alcove as a stunning young man, flanked by 2 angels, as polished and new as the day they were placed there. An iron lever protrudes from the south wall west of the tomb's entrance.
Can we enter the tomb?
You can see it's gated. You'd have to cast a spell or do something to get, through the...
This is probably Strahd's tomb. It's definitely the nicest.
Well, we'd have to go in and find out for sure, so...
We're going to try to go in. How are we getting inside of this tomb?
Would the book be in his tomb or the other guy's tomb?
No, I thought he had
wouldn't.
this guy prisoner or something.
Do you really want to get in here? Do you want to go in this place?
Because if Dark Mist isn't in her thing, he probably isn't in his thing.
Alistair, maybe together we can lift this.
As you wish, Guardian.
I guess me and Alistair will try and lift up the gate.
Let me see if we can do it.
And move into like a defensive position.
I'm going to say it's making a lot of noise. Do we want to do it?
Conan the Barbarian. Finally living the dream.
Are we going to try to make a lot of noise to try to force the gate open?
The party's kind of asked us to lift it. I think we're going to do it.
Can we lift it
I'm
just
just
enough for us
following
to crawl?
orders.
Yeah.
I think we should just come back to this after we've searched the rest of them.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I don't.
What'd
I
you say,
think
lift the gate?
the book.
No, don't lift the gate.
Don't lift the gate anymore. No, stop. Stop.
It's fucking heavy. Oh.
Put it
We
down.
gotta-
Please
we
put it
gotta
down.
Stick to our plan, which is the book, and then Ireena.
Do we just drop it,
Get
Alistair?
sidetracked.
Put it down nicely.
Bad
Put it down
times.
nicely.
Alistair's eyelids focus. Alistair doesn't have dark vision, so he can't see inside of the tomb. Does anybody want to try to read what's the inscription on the tomb from outside of here? They have to roll perception.
I can try.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Or cast a
I can't
spell
read.
to try to do it.
I've got a +7 to perception, so
Oh yeah, you see
Yeah,
better than I
you
could.
have to do it.
We'll have Ilarion with her elven eyes, with dark vision, look inside.
Well, if it makes a difference, I did get
19.
We'll say Ilarion gets it, but Lice was close too. We would have given it to Lice as well, but it says a name. Sergei von Zarvich. It's
Figured it
Sergei's
was
tomb.
him.
Nice.
I will link you the picture as well of the tomb. It's kind of cool. We have pictures plus, the actual tailspire model.
It is really cool.
You guys still want to go in?
Let's look at these other little
Let's find this
Wait,
lich
isn't that the one-
doctor's friend.
Isn't that the one where the lich said it was?
In Sergei's?
I thought his friend's tomb
I
or
can't
something.
Can't remember.
You
Can I
see
say
it.
it?
Can
His
I
master's tomb?
Can I do a history check on that?
Didn't he say his master was kind of taken by
Strahd, yeah.
Was it by Strahd or by Strahd's? I thought you said it was Strahd's brother. Am I not mistaken? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so. No, because we got the sword because he killed Sergei in order to become a vampire.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, he had the sword that they broke and all that stuff. So
that was Ireena's man, or I guess not Ireena, but her other life.
Man, I forgot her name already. Shoot.
Daerma looks behind him and he sees another a tomb, a catacomb, and he reads the name on it.
Any magic?
It says Lady Olsak Yuck, or Olsak the Incredible, purveyor of antiques and imports.
I don't think that's who we're looking for.
All I heard was Isolde Yuck.
I just linked you the name because it's kind of hard to pronounce.
Is this, as he's reading the name out, I'll be like, is these all the people that he's turned into vampires?
I would think that the high possibility of yes after seeing Dark Mist.
That Sergei wasn't.
Well,
Sergei's
not really
not
Sergei.
Well, that's why he's behind an iron bar.
So the vampires can't get to him, maybe?
I don't know.
Well, there's no chance Sergei would be a vampire. I think Strahd would absolutely refuse to turn his brother into a vampire since he was a sacrifice.
Let's try to find this
Alright.
this tomb.
Keep
Let's
looking.
wander around. See what we find.
Okay. Every time we check a tomb, or even read the outside of a tomb, I roll a d20 to see if a random encounter occurs.
Does the magic thing that Daerma's using lead us anywhere?
It lasts
in
for
particular?
10 minutes, so I'm going to say it's been about 10 minutes. Daerma has to use another charge on the wand.
Yeah. Well,
Use
we'll
another
just read the
charge.
tomb. I still have 2 charges, but let's keep looking at the tombs first.
Okay, I'll move Daerma just to kind of, I'm just moving Daerma down here. He goes and stands in front. We're following Daerma as we're just kind of snaking through the catacombs, reading the names on the tombs, looking for the tomb of Exethanter's master. Correct?
Well, yeah, just read the names out as you go, see if we recognize any of this.
Yeah.
And maybe you guys want to search one if you want to.
Potentially. If I hear something I like that Daerma says, there's a good chance. There's an ink like Grave Robin. Yeah, right.
All
Hey,
right.
do you see my
Give me a
shiny
second.
crown?
This one is a Prince Ariel Duplomat. It seems like a prince's catacomb.
Who's that? Never heard of him. Was he rich?
Do we want to open the tomb? Yes or no?
I kind of look at the others, see if they know who he is.
I mean, it
Doesn't it ring a bell?
Ring a bell.
It's not.
Prince.
It's definitely not who we're looking for.
Okay,
To the next
And-
one.
so the next one.
The next one.
Okay.
What does this one say? Prince Ariel Duplomat.
It says Ardek Swilzervich, friend and member of the Barovian Wine Distillers Guild.
Oh, it's going in there.
No.
We want to open the crypt up?
If he reads out the whole description, there's 100%. I'm gonna go. Alistair, let's check this one.
As you
No,
wish.
this is not the one we're looking for.
This-
Don't you think there could be some supplies for us in there?
I just look at him and just be like, okay, next one, please.
Okay.
Alistair. There could be
there's one
alchemy
over
stuff
here.
in there.
Alchemy? There must be something of importance in here. I open the tomb.
I just face palm.
Okay, so I'm going to say that Alistair opens it up, but Daerma goes to the next one. We'll kind of split the party a little bit. Alistair's character is a little farther behind. Same way with... let's move Lice up and... let's move Lice and Alistair's character up.
I'm 100% next to Alistair.
Yeah, sure. Alistair, click the door to open it.
Lice, please make sure they don't get into trouble.
Hey, if there's wine in there, I'm down.
Okay.
Okay. As Alistair opens the tomb up, he's greeted by the faint smell of wine. A skeleton draped in rags lies atop a marble slab in the center of the crypt. Heaped around it, covering the entire floor, are thousands of empty wine bottles.
Oh.
Do you want to search the room?
Yeah, I want to look for any
Right,
bottle
I
with
saw that coming.
stuff in it.
Okay. Well, as you're searching through it, Alistair, Daerma triggers a trap. He takes some damage.
Damn it,
You step
man.
down, you hear like the clicking of a sound pin, and make 2 attacks at +8.
+8?
Yeah. As you hear like the swishing of needles come out and try to hit you. I'll roll 2 attacks here. Attack number 1.
Let it be low. Nope.
That's a 21. And then I roll a natural 1. So one of the other darts jams inside of the mechanism. Let me see what the damage is. You guys hear Daerma scream a little bit as he gets hit. You take 2d10 poison damage
Oof.
as the poison slowly burns through your veins.
Oh, God. Alright. I just take so 2d10.
Yeah, I'll roll it up
How
right
much?
now. 17 poison damage.
Ooh.
What do you do, Daerma?
I don't have anything I can drink to get rid of the poison, do I?
Daerma starts to like look through his bag. The poison darts shoot again.
Oh, come on!
Started on the track.
Why are
he's
you
doing that.
standing in the same place?
Okay, I'm moving.
Yeah, you shoot the 2 darts, more darts fling out at you. Now the other one's a natural 20, so it's a critical. So I hit you twice. So roll the damage first for the first one. Sorry, Daerma.
I did not know I was standing on that. Okay.
Roll a DC 15 con check or take a stack of exhaustion.
DC 15 con check? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, that's an ability check, so... Sorry, let me re-roll that.
That's what you were supposed to roll.
Yeah, you
Con
rolled
check.
the right one. You failed, so you take a stack of exhaustion as one of the
Okay.
darts lodges into Daerma's neck. This is the critical
sorry,
one.
no, he's right. It's a con save,
It's
not
a con
check.
save.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
So actually, he passed. I'm sorry. You're right.
Okay.
Okay, so you take. So you, first of all, you take. Let me see what damage did I roll here.
It's not gonna matter because I'm gonna go down.
Daerma drops. And he
Just
takes
drop me.
and Daerma takes a stack of exhaustion from the trap for going unconscious. What
Can
do you
I
guys
cast Lesser Restoration on him
I
to get rid of the poison?
I hear the.
Hear this trap go off, Doggle.
Yep, I hear the trap go off and Dharma go. "Ah."
As Alistair is busy searching through the tomb
And I kind of run over.
and help him out. You
Yeah.
see like the poison darts are like flinging above him as his weight on the trap is there. I'm assuming you drag him off it. The pressure plate that was before there, stops. What do you guys do? Daerma makes a death saving throw. I can do it.
There we go.
You
have to do it.
So he passes the first one.
I'm gonna give him
Spare the
some of
dice.
Ketome's ointment.
Use another charge of it.
Yep. So he's cured of he's not poisoned anymore, and he gets 18 points of hit points back.
How do you do it, Beridian?
It's just I picked the needle out of his neck, and I
His ass.
sort of just identify it that it's
The
poison.
neck.
Yeah. And,
Dorma, you like to come
basically,
too? What do you do?
Another spoonful.
Not again.
Dorma has a stack of exhaustion. All ability checks are done at disadvantage. And Viridian also has a stack of exhaustion as well, so you roll stuff at disadvantage as well, right?
Wait,
You
why?
should maybe wait for me and Alarian to check for traps in the future, Daerma.
The catacombs are not so safe after all.
As I wake up, I'm just seething with rage right now at the moment, but at this, okay, whatever, sure.
Alistair, this
And
is what
maybe
you
let
find.
us check some of the rooms.
They just appear to be empty wine bottles, but their labels on them. I've linked them out to you. You know, they're wines from the winery out west. You know. So who's going to lead the group? Are we sending Tog in first, or are we going up to disable the trap Tog?
I'm gonna. There's a trap in front of the door, probably important, so I'm probably gonna disarm it. Actually, I'm gonna disarm it, or try to.
Can I assist you?
Yeah. Why don't we have Tog roll with advantage as Alarian kind of goes up and tries to help you disarm this trap that's in front of this.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah, it's a sleight of hand roll.
No, there's no way I'm failing this. Hopefully, with advantage. Oh, come on, laggy. Not the greatest rolls, but still pretty high.
Alright.
This is the Tome of St. Markovia. Dead for all time. Lice sort of knows that name. Anybody with a religion check, DC 12, can recognize the name of St. Markovia.
Can I just
Viridian
roll
gets
it?
It's a religion check if you're proficient in it.
I
Viridian
got a
gets
plus
it.
5, but
Yeah.
not proficient.
18.
Outside of Crest, there's where the abbot was. There was the Church of Saint Markovia, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She was a saint that lived in Barovia for a long time, and where the symbol came from, that Viridian now has, she used, I believe, to destroy the vampires that were coming out at that time. Strahd eventually captured and killed her, and it's rumored that he buried her alive in the catacombs.
Is this
That's gonna
one?
be a nice ghost.
Is this
Are we
one
opening it
worth checking?
Before we do anything,
say
can
so.
before I do anything, can I just drink a potion, please? Potion of healing.
Yep, Breed, move it from your sheet.
Why didn't you use your healing surge first?
Oh wait, healing surge. That's right. I don't think I might have any more. I don't think I have any more dice though.
You should do.
Do you have any more hit dice left?
Unless you used...
We went
one
straight
more.
from the Amber
I-
Temple to here, guys.
Yeah, and I think I used up most. Well, let's see. I still have like maybe. I still have all of them. Okay. So I'll just use 5.
Alistair, you're kind of done looking through this, the rubble in there. There's nothing really there's no alcohol or anything in
33.
there, unfortunately.
So I'm back up to 51.
So
No
My-
papers?
Are we opening
Maybe
this
recipes or anything?
nothing really. It's kind of just nothing of value in this one.
one? Gutted.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's look
I
at this
mean,
tomb.
I'm curious
Worth
to
it.
open this one.
It'd
Are
be
we-
worth it,
The
obviously.
trap
for
is
his-
disabled, Tog. With the help of
So that
Valerian.
leaves 4.
Are we going in, Toggle?
I'm kind of looking at the rest of the party. Am I opening a snag of interest to me? But maybe to you lot?
Yeah,
Just open it.
Okay.
please.
I'll open the door. Actually, I'll call Alistair over and wait for Alistair.
Alistair's right behind you.
What's standing there?
Yep. And we're going. We'll
Right
open
click the
this
door
one.
and open it up, Toggle.
Do.
The smell of roses remains on top of its marble slab have disintegrated, except for one thigh bone.
Firebone.
Thigh bone.
Is
I was
anybody
gonna
gonna
say
go
down.
get it? Or go
Um,
outside the tomb?
Either Ilarion or Tog.
I'll go in and get it if you.
Alarion goes in and grabs the
want a
bone.
bone out of a crypt. There's plenty of skeletons out here. Why do you want that one?
It's the bone of a saint.
So, what does that mean?
It's holy.
Okay. Well, then doesn't Brilliant want it? Assuming he's a holy person.
I'll grab it and give it to him if he wants.
Yeah.
I'll go up and grab it.
Maybe say a holy prayer. I don't know.
And I'm gone. Oh, there I am.
Beridian goes up and grabs it. A ghostly form appears above the dust, so faint, Beridian, that you can barely discern more than a part of its face. From this apparition comes the faintest of whispers, and like a woman's voice. The vampire must be destroyed. Use me as your weapon.
Ooh.
And it says, with that, the image fades away. We can add this to the item. It needs to be identified.
Mother.
Beat him with a thigh bone.
I can't believe
Beat
it
him
was
with a
in the
thigh
net.
bone. Yes. Yes, but I'll.
Can't believe it
Talk,
never.
you know.
Like, I'm coming
a wizard
for
never
you.
has identify. Just have it as a ritual at least. Jesus.
We're going to spend 10 minutes here
You don't
and
have
do it.
identify?
I don't have it.
He doesn't have it prepared.
I don't have
Wait,
it prepared.
He just
Well,
doesn't
let's
have it.
continue
I'll
searching.
hold on to the.
Wait, do you just not have identify?
I don't because I
Just
actually
doesn't have wizard spells.
right. I took chromatic orb instead of identify because I had diamond.
Okay. It's good to know.
Next long rest, you want to grab a identify?
Or use
Yeah.
arcane recovery.
No, wait. Have you got identify or not?
No,
Like,
I
in
don't.
your general spare book.
As
Spell
a
book.
spell book.
Do you have access to the spell?
No, I don't have access to the spell.
There you go. Then at long rest, you can't get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
There's-
say because identify you can cast as ritual for what it's
Yeah.
worth. It takes 10 minutes.
You go up to another catacomb. Dwarma's just walking up to him. Are we sending Dwarma up first, or is Tog going?
If he's
No.
if he's walking up to him, then I can't stop him.
Okay.
I'm
No,
Yeah.
no.
So Dwarma, not really the rogue / thief. Is Alarion or Tog going to go? Because both of you
I
guys can
think
search the
we're
trap.
both kind of going together and searching for traps.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's a good idea.
I'll just make it easy. If there's a trap, we'll make a roll. And if not, we don't have to waste our time like just rolling.
Maybe
randomly,
those
right?
two look for traps.
Maybe
And
we
when-
could have done that first instead
So,
of
And-
me hitting this stupid thing.
I'll look over here at this one.
well, hold on.
And
It's
then
like,
when we get to the door, I'll ask Lyrian to read it out or something.
sure. This one says Tasha Petronov, healer of kings, light unto the west, servant companion. Are we opening it, or just continuing about?
Let's just continue for now. It doesn't seem.
Yeah,
who
let's
we're
find
looking
out,
for
yeah.
now.
Alarion's leading the way now, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Alarion, you look over the one to its right as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't see this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in here.
Yeah, there's a shit ton.
Sir Leonard. Sir Lee the Crusher, bigger than life. He loved his jewelry.
Oh,
Oh no, that's funny.
Are we opening that one up?
Oh, yeah.
Tog is
Open it up.
Is Toggle opening up, or we're having Alistair open it up?
I'm probably not waiting for Alistair on this one. I'm probably going to check for traps and open it.
Yep, just roll it. Just roll a click to open this up, Toggle.
Just open it. Oh my
To
god.
check for traps, I'm gonna add a minute every time we try to open up a new one. Okay?
Yep, that's fine.
So it takes like you guys are kind of like taking 10 looking for traps and stuff. Let's see what's in this catacomb here.
He said it was our lovely jewelry, so hopefully some big rings and a necklace.
You're gonna be all blinged out.
An oversized
with
skeleton.
crown and stuff.
An oversized skeleton draped in jewelry and rags lies atop of this elegant marble slab in the center of the crypt. Leaning against the slab is blood-stained maul strung with cobwebs. He has 3
I
jeweled
think you-
necklaces. They look really good. Toggle. Do you take them?
Did you say there was a bloodstained mole?
Yeah.
He could use that bloodstained mole.
The mall
could use
looks
another
rusty. I mean, it's been in here for a long time.
I'm taking the necklaces. I'll look them over and take
You
them.
throw them over your neck, Tog. You're just like wearing them
I'll throw one.
like
and
Mr.
then
T.
Pass one,
Yeah.
pass one to someone behind me. I'll take the shiniest one.
I would
Pass.
like one.
Yep,
Okay.
I'll pass one out behind me. Hand
This
it
is
to
what it is,
Elena.
guys. 3 jeweled necklaces worth 750 gold each. So add it to your character sheet if you need to. Very
I have
expensive,
crown.
fine jewelry.
That potion of leechdom is looking real good right now.
And who else is immediately behind me? Oh, Alistair. Here you go, Alistair. Hand him the
This
necklace.
is a necklace.
Hands Alistair a necklace to hang around his neck.
Yep.
I'm assuming you move up to this one here, Alaria?
Yeah.
Okay. Elsia Folonia von Twitterberg, beloved actor. She had many followers. Do we open it up?
I'm not sure whether to get that as a meta reference, but okay.
Are we not opening this one up?
Alistair on Twitter, but
Yeah.
She
On
had
Twitter,
many followers. She had many
I'm gonna-
Did you
followers.
make this up?
This is from the game, dudes.
Is this actually
No
from
way!
Is this actually from the book?
Actually, from the book.
Wow.
Some of it's been modified, but
I'm
some of it hasn't.
That's a good
Alessa
sense of
von
humor.
Twitterberg.
Let me make sure where we're at, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to kind of just reference, see where we're at. We're kind of near Sergei's tomb. You look over to the right over there.
I think if we're making our rounds, I think we would try the next one to our right as well.
I know. Give me a second.
Yeah, I know some of it's modified,
so-
but I
The little toy that was there, it like stepped into the bat poop, and like didn't want to get its shoes dirty, so it's just waiting back by where you guys left. Okay.
just pick him up. Oh wait, no.
You see
Yeah, never mind.
the name on this one. It says Pitalook, Fool of Dorfinia.
Oh, kind of because you let his name slip earlier. I feel like
I
Let's
DM'd
just
it up.
open this one up.
Well, I mean, there would be no reason why we would.
no, we probably wouldn't open it.
No.
That one's not going to get opened. Okay.
I mean, there's just no reason. I mean, obviously, since he said his name, we would want to, but if before no,
We wouldn't. We wouldn't know. We wouldn't know,
Yeah, no way.
No.
which is a shame.
Yeah.
Who is it supposed to be that I'm lost?
The
This
toy.
is the
the
doll.
DM
This
left
is
it
the
at
toy.
Oh,
It's not
okay,
toy
yeah.
doll.
Yeah.
Oh.
Toggle goes up to another one though. He finds the tomb.
Nice.
It reads. Toggle can't read though.
He can't even read.
I call someone over. What does this one say?
Can I just go up and read
Oh man.
So I'm having only Alarian and Toggle move up. Really,
it? Yeah.
find the tomb that Exethanter was looking for. It says Acererak. His word was power.
Ooh,
Are we opening the tomb?
this one
Let's open this
sounds
bitch.
interesting.
Who's
I'm
opening
gonna
the
move
tomb?
back though.
Alistair, come stand next to me if anything jumps out at me. And then I guess I'll open it. And Alistair standing next to me, ready
Dust
to grab.
and flies out as it hasn't been opened for a long time. The marble slab, there's no bones or anything there, Toggle. But there is something. There's a few things in here the Lich perhaps wanted. One is a book. The other is a strange thing. I'll unlock the strange thing.
Grab
It's
all
hard
of
to
it.
describe what the strange thing looks like. It almost looks like a sea. On the bottom of it is like webbed. On the bottom, like a tree of iron or something. Strings of beads come off the lip of it. And a pink stone is in the center of it. I will link you what it looks like.
Does this stone look valuable?
Do not
Don't
take
touch
it.
the stone. Do not touch the stone.
That's what
There's
it comes
also
down
a
to.
book in there as well. I linked it in our chat.
Talk, you're gonna hate me, but grab the damn book, please.
Give me the
Just grab the
book.
book.
I'm grabbing the book, but if the stone looks valuable, then I'm also grabbing the stone. literally-
Viridian, you see him toggle pocket something.
I don't pocket it. I just grab it.
You
just
see him
grab it.
grab the strange thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
this-
thing that he was wanting because he kept saying strange thing, and that was really confusing.
Does the stone look like the heart, the thing that the harpy was coming from?
No, but it's a pretty good guess, Lice. It's a good I like the way you're thinking.
I kind of turn with
Soldier.
the book and whatever in my hand and hand the book to. You wanted the book? Here's the book. What's this? And I kind of.
Dwarma,
I
you hand the
take the
book. So Dwarma, roll an Arcana check as you're kind of fingering through the book.
I almost don't want to give the book to Dwarma
The-
because he was
24.
turning into a lich.
Yeah.
The tomb, the tome that was in here is dusty and old. Hasn't been opened in centuries. One of the pages almost falls out, and you quickly pull it off the ground, inserting it back into the book. The book has a lot of spells in here, powerful spells. To copy them over, though, would take time into your own spell book.
Dharma, quick. Does it have identify in it?
That's it.
I will say it has identify in it. If you want to copy it over, it would take an hour.
Damn.
I have an extra book if you want help with that.
Anyway.
So, these are the things that he was looking for. So let's hold on to him. And now,
So he was looking for this weird thing, and I kind of.
Yeah, he's
wanted to-
looking
yeah,
for
he
that.
kept saying he wanted that. Yeah, the strange thing.
Oh, I thought he just
Yeah.
wanted a book.
No,
Yeah,
I
he's-
thought so too, but it looks he didn't say what it was.
Yeah, he was looking for the strange thing.
So
It's a shame
legitly
we don't
saying,
know what it is.
legitly saying he said strange thing. Like he didn't say book, he didn't say staff,
No.
he didn't say anything.
I give the weird thing to Viridian.
Okay, Viridian, write it on the
And-
character sheet.
Can I go to inside the tomb?
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Shut the door. I don't.
I'll move your character up. What do you do?
I remember that.
Close it.
With his 2 strength, he's never getting out of there.
Oh
You make
my-
it. You want to do an investigation roll?
Yes.
Roll an investigation roll. Obviously, what Exethanter was talking about was
A 19.
Yeah, Exethanter was saying about how Acererak was his master, a planewalker, that had angered Strahd in the past, and that Strahd had made this tomb to eventually turn Acererak into an eternal minion of his. But Acererak was so powerful he was able to escape Barovia through the mists somehow. His tomb is empty, except for maybe his spell book that he left, or a copy of his spell book.
The freaking planeswalker, he can just.
Plus some strange thing that you found in here that Exethanter wanted.
Yeah.
Oh hell is
Sound
there?
pretty fucking powerful, so we're gonna have to kill that guy later. Anyway,
His word was power.
do you want to maybe check the other ones? We've found some pretty nice stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah. Now that we found this,
You guys
can do
want
more exploration?
We're going to keep exploring the catacombs, or we're going to leave the catacombs?
I think I would check, get people to read stuff out to me again. Maybe check a few more. Take some time.
So it kind of...
I was gonna say before we do that, I guess, can I just give a little worship over to Acererak since he was my master's master?
you would say a little prayer?
All hail Acererak, for he was power.
I'm very tempted to actually
For his
shut him
word
in
was
that fucking
power.
room now.
For his word was power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we, yeah.
Okay. To kind of help speed it up, I'm just going to link you some names, and we'll just kind of do more theater of the mind now, since we've kind of found one of the major
We
objectives.
found what we're looking for.
Yeah. We're going to kind of go in a snake form around here a little bit and just kind of see what you guys want to do. Okay? King Cassidy the Bright, ruler and inventor and self-proclaimed time traveler. Do we want to open his doom?
Time traveler.
What the
yeah,
fuck
sure.
is a what the fuck is a time traveler?
Don't worry about it.
Do we want to open it up, or yes or no?
Let's open it up. Fuck it.
Wait, everyone says open it.
Who's opening it up?
I guess if you want to open it.
Well, it's like, let's see our options first.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
You
let's
wanna
look
hear
a
some of the
little
other
bit
names?
more.
Yeah, let's see our
We're
options.
looking around.
And pick the best.
Yeah, because like if there's a couple better ones.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, time traveler does sound like a bit of a coup.
Self-proclaimed.
I would have opened it.
Self-proclaimed. That may be a problem.
Let me. Every time we're like looking through a tomb, I add 2 minutes to the timer as well. It's 7:11 p.m.
Catsidy the Bright, huh?
Yeah. Let's link up the next one. King Trotsky, the three-faced king.
That one sounds bad.
It'll be a
Yeah,
hard
let's not
pass.
open that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Okay.
Let's pass that.
There's another catacomb. You guys are kind of halfway through all the catacombs right now. Ireena Kolyana, everlasting wife, queen of Barovia.
Well, she's
there
not
we
in
are.
here, so she's not in here.
Yeah, but we gotta open it, haven't
We
we?
do.
We need
Yeah.
to make sure she's not here.
Okay. Let's open it.
Okay, you open it up.
I'm opening it.
The crypt is empty and has been swept clean.
This is
that
the
coming.
cleanest one.
This is the cleanest one. I don't see any cobwebs in here, man. They really kept this thing, like, very fancy and nice. They maintained it pretty well.
Is there like anything at all, or is it just totally clean?
Totally been
It's-
cleaned out.
Clean.
It has like a slab in there where you assume like Ireena will sleep maybe.
Well, it's like, it looks like they're preparing for it, given what's going to come.
Is that like the bigger one off to like the left side?
It's kind of in the middle.
Like, yeah.
I would think that Strahd would keep her close.
So his tomb is probably somewhere near here. If she's right there.
Yeah.
There's like a stairway that goes
Gotta
up.
be-
It's kind of, her tomb is like right off the stairwell really.
Well, let's go up again, guys.
Do we?
Want to
Probably
leave the
there.
catacombs?
Nah, I
Oh,
think we
that's
check,
leaving?
check a couple more,
Okay.
and then
Artemis, builder of the keep, thou standest amidst the monument to his life. Anybody who wants to can make a history check. The DC's 20.
I am.
you.
Well, give me a minute. It's lagging.
I'm not proficient. I don't think.
When
Screw
we get
this, I
back
got a
to the
nat one.
transporter, do we want to go back to the temple, or do you
I got
want
a
to
25.
try to find y'all's friend?
I'm just a little bit worried that the skeleton guy is gonna betray us, and then we get fucked over.
I don't think he would.
Of course, you wouldn't think, because he's giving you this thing that says can turn you into bad man. I don't know. I don't like you anymore, Daerma.
Wouldn't be the first person.
It's not nice. We're in this
No.
together, mate.
Well, gold is one thing. Power is something else.
The builder, Artemis, you've heard of it, Lice. Maybe reading through some of the library just along the travels in Barovia. He's apparently the architect behind Ravenloft.
Maybe there's a map.
I think there may be something very important in this one.
We want to open this one up?
Okay, Lice.
I would like to, yes. I mean, I can't physically, but, you know,
I
get a
trust you.
-1.
Yeah.
Lights kind of wants to go in first.
I think it would probably be opened by us, and then me and Alistair, and then
Okay.
if
Are
anything
there
jumps
traps
out-
before I walk
Yeah.
in there?
Nope. We'll roll
Okay.
on the traps if we need to. A skeleton draped in rags lies atop a marble slab in the center of the crypt.
Just a skeleton, nice. Do you want to have a look?
Well, yeah. He built the, or he, guys, pretty much made this place. He drew up plans for it, so he's probably got something in there that we could at least benefit from.
We can always try.
Anybody got like speak with dead?
Ready in?
Way too much time has passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I couldn't commune with things older than 10 days, I think.
Brilliant. Just a weird question. You know that power you were given to bring people back from dead? You could bring them back, even if they were dead from a very long time ago, couldn't you?
Is there anything else in the tomb though before we try anything like that?
Roll an investigation roll.
Can I help her?
I may need help.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess
You
I
can roll
could
one
have.
up.
Yeah.
Dwarma can as well, and that's it.
I think that's what
Yeah,
that-
I'm gonna need
that
help.
power was. More so than your allies, anyway.
16.
Oh, good.
Nothing else of
Overnight.
interest is in this catacomb.
I was gonna say if Daerma died, I was gonna bring in a dick.
I
We go-
open up King
The character I have
Catski's
is an extreme
tomb.
dick.
You want to open up? You see Alistair wander off in curiosity and want to open up one of the other catacombs.
Was
Yeah,
that
let's
a time
follow.
traveler one?
The time traveler
Yeah,
The
the
one?
time traveler one? Yeah,
The
let's do the time
inventor.
traveler one.
A skeleton. Alistair, you open it up. How do you see inside since you don't have dark vision?
I just start rummaging around, I guess.
Alistair,
I'm
you
gonna
hear
walk over
Alistair
to him and
open.
put
We
a
would.
thing
We
up.
would.
Yeah,
Do you light the sword
that
of
would
Voltuna?
be-
No, I'm gonna pull out my like torch.
Okay, you light a
I'm
torch.
not taking that sword out here. That's way too dangerous. Yeah.
That thing's gonna go crazy.
The sword says, "Don't be afraid. We're close.
Close to what?
Victory.
Everything down here. Yeah. Okay.
Use me to light the way."
Okay. If you say so.
It like lights up as you hold it in your hand. It like illuminates the area. You see Alistair in there, big and like kind of like shuffling through. Alistair sees a skeleton draped in rags, lies atop of a marble slab in the center of the crypt. Lying amid the bones is a stopper drinking horn, a fat pouch, and weird-looking scepter made of metal and wood. Above the bones hangs the dome ceiling by wires is a wooden flying contraption that looks like a set of folding dragon wings, fitted with leather straps, metal buckets, and taut leather wing flaps.
I grab the horn container.
Icarus.
Ooh,
You like
A
look
container.
inside of it, you see like some powder in it.
I'm gonna look at it, see if there's anything exciting.
Roll an alchemy check as you're testing it. Toggle, are you going to the next crypt? Or you're waiting
I'm
for the rest of
waiting,
Okay.
I'm waiting for the group because I can't read anyway.
Do you want me to go with you? Well, no, I got the sword.
9.
I'll take Illyrian with me, assuming
Okay.
we can both see in the dark anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go
It
to
just
the-
appears to be some powder unknown. You've never seen it before.
Stash it.
Okay, write it on your
Chest
sheet.
cavity.
Horn of powdered horn with dry powder. Do you want to take the scepter-looking thing?
Does it look like a trinket, or does it just look like a scepter?
Roll. Did you roll your investigation roll?
I don't know.
Roll it up.
Except, inventor. I bet it's a.
This you get a better looking look at this weird looking scepter. You know that like the mad mage crafted you. You're made of like machine moving parts, gears, and exposed to his library in his magnificent mansion. You know what this is, Alistair. It's a musket.
Ah!
So you put 2 and 2 together, and the horn that you've stowed inside of your chest cavity must be the powder to ignite the musket.
Powder holder, yeah.
Wait. Is
You
there
search-
silver bullets?
Yeah, and you search the pouch, and it contains 20 silver marbles, silver bullets, and a glider is in there as well, made for a humanoid that could be strapped and equipped.
Dog, you want some wings?
Do you want to put the glider on, Alistair?
I think that'd be pretty cool for Alistair.
You can like basically pull a lever on it, and like the wings will shoot out, and you can glide down. We'll just make a roll or something if you fall off a ledge or something. I don't know.
No, I don't want that, but I'm gonna dump out the stuff in the horn and like just keep the container.
You're gonna just dump the powder in the crypt.
Yeah.
You're gonna take the bullets and the musket.
No, just the horn.
Okay. Anybody want to take the musket?
Oh, me and
We wouldn't
Ireena.
really know what it
Okay.
is.
Yeah,
Let's
me
go to
and
the
know
next
what it
crypt.
is.
They were.
Toggle you the next
I'll take
crypt.
the glider.
Okay. The glider is pretty heavy. It's probably like 20 pounds,
Okay.
and it fits you. Like it takes you like 5 minutes to equip it, to don it on. Okay, Bridian.
Okay. That sounds good.
All
I'll
right.
add it to my armor.
I'll add 5 minutes to the thing here, and we'll roll up a check as we search the last crypt before we end the session tonight.
We never searched Sergei's crypt, didn't we?
No,
No.
because there was
No.
there was
Want it open.
an iron gate in front of it. and you
Too
guys
too
didn't-
much noise.
Yeah.
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 The last crypt says Sasha Ivliskova, wife. Do we open it?
Don't. Let's not touch that.
Yeah. None of them are here, and we want to put a stake in the heart anyway, don't we?
Well, like
I don't
anybody
know.
else.
They're
Well,
all
like
empty.
anybody
Likely
else.
no one's in these two.
Nobody's in there. Yeah. And we already dusted two of his brides, so
I don't know. Maybe leave them alone then.
Are we leaving
they'll
this
come
crypt
out when
alone?
they'll come out. I mean, Tog, we already tried dusting. We already tried dusting Dark Mist. She's not there, so.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, we're here. We might as well open it.
Bridian
Right.
wants to open it. Are we opening it up?
Alistair comes down next to me again, ready to grab something.
Who's opening it? Alistair?
I'll open it with Alistair next to me, ready in an action to grab Sank if Sank's in there.
Okay.
I think is the general rule of thumb, what we would set up.
Okay.
He's ready to grab Sank if need be.
All right. Cool. Let's open it up. You see a woman in there. Webs as thick.
Oh, this is so fucked up. Okay.
Webs
This-
as thick and pale as linen cover a shapely female, form lying atop a marble slab in the center of this dusty web-filled crypt. You hear a voice issue from the darkness. My love, have you come to set me free?
Oh wait, I remember. Okay.
The woman rises. The shrouds of webs cling to her ghastly fashion.
Ugh.
I will link you a picture. I probably made her too attractive. I'm assuming she's like very gaunt.
Yeah.
And
I would think so too.
she's
but-
been
Probably
here for
gotta
a
be a
long
me.
time.
Yeah.
She's got to be emaciated with cobwebs hanging off her.
What's her story?
Yo, her mouth looked like she has cobwebs in it, man. Yeah, you kind of made her too attractive on this one. That's not what I was imagining, but okay.
One
Yeah,
of
that's what she looks
one of
like after
Strahd's-
she sucked one of our bloods.
One of Strahd's brides that he entombed here forever.
Would Alistair technically get a surprise on her, seeming he was ready in an action?
No, you don't get surprise because he's not like stealth or anything. You know what I mean? And we just basically roll initiative.
I opened the door and Alistair was ready to grab.
It look
That
yeah
was the
yeah
whole setup.
Yeah, Alistair's like ready, but she's like there too. So it's not like we can give him a +2 to initiative or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like if we opened up a door that someone had been in for hundreds of years, they might be a bit surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I think.
Oh shit.
So she's there, I'm assuming, and like she attacks you, and that's where we'll start next game.
Unless you've been hearing us, I guess. There is that.
Yeah, I guess so. That's where we'll stop tonight's game. After you guys have acquired the strange thing for Exethanter, you're all level 10.
Okay.
Woo!
You guys have killed the shadow dragon, the child, a bull, cleansed all 3 ambers of Barovia,
Yes.
and
I
made
get
your way
uncanny
to
dodge.
Ravenloft to unravel more mysteries and save Ireena, and maybe kill Strahd once and for all.
Well, you did say you did say we were good. If we come to Ravenloft, we would be 10, so.
Well, you also found the strange thing, which is from Exethanter, what he wanted.
Okay.
So you haven't returned it to him yet, but mission accomplished. Quest partially complete. If you want to think about it.
Oh, I am officially now unkillable for what it's worth. I get uncanny dodge. It's ridiculous with rage.
Cool.
Okay.
No more one shots from Strahd. Fuck that guy.
Level 10. So now you can
Damn.
cast 2. All your spell slots refresh as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, damn, Tog, I haven't even drank the potion yet. You don't like me.
You literally, the last 2 sessions, I have a character trait that is pretty much that I don't trust anyone searching for power.
Searching for power.
Yeah, and the last 2 sessions, well, the last session especially, and the beginning of this one, you've basically been saying I want more power every time you've come across it. So,
Well, that is his
Tog is
character
like-
flaw, so he's role playing it.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
All I
fair.
care about is
That is
arcane
fair.
knowledge and power or something like that. That was the
Well,
flaw.
I was gonna say, you also have to consider how much he's lost in his life. So, all for the sake of making the world a better place.
Basically, the way Togs acts into it is that since you died, you've come back and you've changed.
Why
And
don't we roll for
weird.
hit points while we're here? Roll for your hit dice or anything. I see Alistair did that, rolling a 7 for his hit points. Are you just going into another thing of fighter, Alistair? Cool. Beridian, you're going to go into another one of cleric?
Yeah.
Cool. You roll a
So
2,
I can
so you
just-
get a 5.
I can take the 5. Okay.
Yep.
You know,
Nothing sucks more than rolling a 1 on this.
Does it do it? Does it do it
Yeah.
automatically?
I'll
Nope,
roll
you have to roll a
one.
custom roll. I think Rangers roll
Okay,
D10.
so-
If you want to go into Ranger, if you go into Rogue, I think it's
3d6 plus
D8.
6.
E8 is rogue, and I rolled a 1.
You don't want to go into Barbarian?
3d6
No.
plus 6.
Oh,
You don't want to be charmed or whatever? You can just rage and break the charm
15
effects.
plus 6 is.
I can't get that.
21.
You can't get that? As a
I can't get
Barbarian?
that until
6?
level 7, isn't it?
6, I think.
It's a bit of a mix-up because uncanny dodge
Well,
is.
Strahd can charm you, so you don't want to be able to break that?
Yeah, I just hope my team sorts it out.
You just want to go into Rogue more. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know, Tog. Do you want to roleplay that the next session then?
What's that?
Because, I guess Daerma's change and Tog's distrust of people searching for power.
I think it'll naturally evolve as we go through. I
So,
think there'll be
who else
a
needs to
moment.
roll? Lyce, are you going into Warlock or some other class?
I'm gonna level up Warlock.
I think that's D8,
'cause
right?
I have no idea.
It's the D8.
I think so. My health is fine.
Roll a D8
I was-
then. This is
A
for your hit
D8.
points that you're going to add to your character sheet.
Are you? I was gonna say, are you sure you want to go Warlock, or you could take
Well-
another dip into Fighter?
I have one
'Cause-
fighter. I already have 2 actions, so I can cast and slash at the same time.
Cool.
Yeah, having two,
So
two
roll a
actions
1d8.
or two actions.
You
is
won't.
pretty
You
tight.
can't. You can't attack and cast a spell in the same turn.
Yeah.
Because you only get your second attack after you make an attack the first time. That's how it works.
Yeah, only Bladesinger can do attack, then like a cantrip or something
Cantrip.
like that.
So you get 5 hit points, Lice.
Okay.
I'm just
Alarian,
suggesting
what are you
it
doing?
because action surge.
I did one in rogue to get uncanny dodge, but I got 4.
So that's a 5 as well, right? Wait, rogues are D8, so that's a 5 as well.
Yeah.
Oh wait, since we leveled up, we get 2 spells, and guess what I'm taking?
Identify?
Yep.
You're gonna get that from the
how
book
I get
anyway.
to hit someone
Yeah, but-
with the turkey bone.
Are you sure you
Yeah,
want to take
but
Identify, though, Daerma? Because that's like a pretty
Yeah.
low-level spell that you can just copy
Yeah, it's a
over
low
an
level
hour.
spell. Yeah.
Yeah, but realistically speaking, I've had another spell book, and when have I had time to write it? We've been like practically going in non-stop.
It's 7 p.m., so you guys are going to have to rest sort of soon. Because you guys
Then
have...
that's fine.
I'm gonna take off. Just know that my guy gained 9 inches in height.
Yeah, this is where it gets ridiculous for you, isn't it?
Oh, my
Grow
God.
it. Oh man, no.
Hey, so did I just roll a percentage dice? You guys see that? Like, is that
Yeah.
what that they mean by that? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I got the divine intervention.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Divine
And then I
Intervention
also-
works once per rest or something like that. Or I can't remember, but it's only like your level, but your god basically intervenes.
It's
Yeah.
once per long rest, and then if
Yeah.
it succeeds, it's 4 days or something.
7
like that.
days.
7
Yeah.
days.
Okay. Yeah, so I gain another feature for mine. It's a Song of Defense.
Cool.
I don't know how effective it is. So
Son of Defense is actually pretty good because you can be frontline tank if that's the way you wanted to go.
all right.
Does
You
anybody
can
have
get
any
ridiculous.
anybody can ask questions
Mm.
if they have anything else they want to talk about as far as their character classes or anything like that. It's not set in stone, guys. If you guys want to play around with it during the week, feel free to play around with it the week. If you need to re-roll the hit dice, you can just re-roll it in the combat log. Let's hope Joe shows up again.
I really want. I do want the stop the charm thing, but I'm really trying to push the rogue
It's up to you, Tog.
levels.
If you get uncanny if you get uncanny
I'll
dodge,
catch
that
you guys
helps
later.
you, right?
See you later,
I'll see
Viridian.
y'all later.
See you later,
Here's,
Lice.
here's the thing.
Bye.
Here's the thing. The mindless rage stops me from being feared or charmed completely when I'm raging. I can't enter. The thing is, I can't enter a rage if I'm already feared or charmed. So
Which
there
is
is
what
that.
fucked you in the dragon fight, right?
Yeah,
That's why I was
which
a little
is-
concerned about it, Tog.
Which is the caveat.
So you were
it
kind of
can-
mad about that. So I'm saying you have a way out now if you want to go into your barbarian.
Yeah,
I mean-
but that again is it is what it is. If I'm gonna get feared or charmed in that regard,
Well, you're immune to it if you just rage up.
but I can't rage after the fact.
I think you can. I read it up, and I think you can.
No, mindless rage. You have to be in the rage before because the fear and the charm. If the charm goes on me, it still goes on me, and if my rage drops off, then I'm feared or charmed. It persists
Yeah,
until
mindless rage.
until your rage runs out. As soon as your rage runs out, you can get feared or charmed again.
Man, that potion. Then shit, because I have the potion of heroism that would have fucking worked well with you during that fight. I still have it.
It's just a bit weird thing, and then the uncanny. But the difference is, it's either that or the uncanny dodge, and literally the uncanny dodge is I can be frontline.
All it is like if
I
your
can
initiative.
take 100 HP hit, and I'll reduce it to 25 damage, which is massive.
It just depends on what you want to do, Tog. I mean, you know your character. Like, it's up to you, buddy.
Yeah. There's a good chance I get fucked over by charms, but hey, it is what it is. I think that's part of my character, to be honest. I quite like
Fair.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was frustrating being charmed, but
I
think we
Okay.
still did really well.
Yeah.
With what we had to work
Starting
with.
at level 5, you can, if you see an attack that hits you, you you can use your reaction to half the attack's damage.
Half the attack's damage, and that stacks with rage. So if it's a physical attack, then basically it takes it to next
totally
level.
There's always good abilities to have, man. You know.
Yeah, and if it's a spell that I can't reduce, like a breath attack or I don't know, some fireball. Or...
Strahd's charm is not domination. It's just he turns into a friend. I mean, he can say like defend me, and then you have to defend him, and to a certain degree, which is sort of what happened in one of the previous Strahd fights. But it's not like he dominates you. It tells you to attack somebody like a friend. Like you can't tell you to attack a Larian.
Yeah, there's ways the party can break a charm.
Sure.
I'm not going to say them out loud, but there are ways that people can break a charm.
Sure.
There's a few, yeah.
Versus there's ways that can insta kill me, and Uncanny Dodge stops a lot of that. It's such a good a talent.
Rogues get all the best moves. They're practically busted.
They're very passive. Take no damage is what they are.
That's what I've noticed a lot, where I've barely got damaged at all in most of the fights.
Okay, Tog. I guess I got a question for you. Since I can add now 2 spells again to my wizard, what spells do you think I should take? At least a level 5 and a level 4?
I think you should just go for pure damage. So if you're going blades in it, just go glass cannon. Because you got the AC there. If you're frontlining, it's a bit difficult because I generally don't like playing wizards that way.
You like playing
blade singers because I feel that it's really good with high AC, but if you get in a breath attack or anything like that and get hit, you're just insta dead. So. It might be good for someone that melee attacks you, but for someone that avoids that and uses saving throws to do damage, you get wrecked pretty quickly because you get caught. That's how they wreck warriors. That's how they wreck barbs and fighters. They don't do it on AC based attacks. They do it on
saving throws.
But the difference is fighters and barbarians have a huge HP pool, which saves them. Yeah, they take a fuckload of damage, but it helps them mitigate that. Where a wizard frontline, if you get hit by one of them,
it's dead.
You're just dead.
Yeah, I saw that firsthand, but that's beside the point. But yeah, after kind of just
you've got to play around. The best way to play your class, from what I understand from it, is hit and run, because you can do a lot of movement and stuff where you're not getting attacked. So you get out of range again without provoking an attack of opportunity, like Misty Step and Thunder, or all them weird step abilities that you can do, which basically teleport you back out of range.
I was thinking of Dimension. I was thinking of taking Dimension Door again, Dimension Door, and another attack move, but that's really
some aggro there.
Yeah.
Dimension's Door is good utility for a party thing.
I took it for Ireena. That way maybe she could get out and get away from Strahd, possibly.
Dimension Door is really good utility. It takes a bit of setup as well if you're going to do it as for a party. Then it stays up, if I'm not mistaken. Dimension Door stays up, doesn't it? You can... Friendly players can go through it as well, up to a number. I can't remember.
I mean, at this point, I'm still trying to play around. I'm still trying to play around with it, because just as far as that goes, it's just...
I didn't realise. I forgot that Disintegrate was a level 6 spell. I thought it was a level 5 for some reason.
Yeah. I could take... I mean, honestly, I looked at it, I was like, hey, I could take Scrying now, but then I was like, wait a minute, we don't have a Holy Font of Water or a Focus that costs 1,000 GP.
Well, you do technically have a focus, but I didn't want to say any of that to Brilliant. He can figure it out. We have gems that are over 1,000 gold that can be used as a focus.
You think I should take... I know I shouldn't be doing this, but do you think I should take Scrying then?
No, I'll let Beridian. He's a cleric. I don't know. I think scrying is a bit of a weird one for you. I don't know. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah. No, I mean,
It's just how much more are we going to need to use that? You know what I
That
mean?
utility, yeah.
You know, it's just right now for me, kind of like since I went full in on like damage because I got like fireball and all this other stuff. It's like I'm not sure.
You can go utility, but go personal utility so you can stay alive. Go for something defensive if you're that way inclined. Keep yourself alive rather than getting
trying to help the party because we got everybody else doing that.
We got a lot of party help with Beridian, and now Alistair's grappling helps the party a lot, and Dice not so much. He's mainly a damage dealer. Illyrian's damage dealer.
I do have cure wounds and lesser restoration and stuff like that, so I can help out a little bit.
You can go utility. It's entirely up to you. It depends which way you want to play it. You got to remember we got Shaq as well. We're forgetting about Shaq, and if he wanted to be, he's a huge amount of utility. Druids are like super useful in utility.
He's a moon druid, right? If I remember correctly, he can just summon animals.
Yeah, lots of them, and big ones.
Yeah, but he's got when he's not shapeshifted, he's got a huge amount of spells that are really good, like grapples, like holds, and
Druid's really good for that.
Loads of spells to help party.
The only other thing I can think of for like a level 5 spell is like Bigby's Hand. Or
that's a good spell.
What does that do?
It's you create a large hand of shimmering translucent force in a non-occupied space. The hand has an AC of 20 and hit points equal to your hit point maximum. Has a strength of 28 and a dex of 10.
Yeah, it's basically you can move anything with it. And attack, obviously.
The other fun spell I saw was animate objects, but, you know, I would need a lot of... I could use some blades, but that's really about it.
It really depends on which way you want to go with your character at the end of the day, mate.
Yeah. But I'll definitely take your suggestions into consideration. I just don't want to die again.
Yeah, I think you should look more defensive more than anything. Because you are very... when you do damage, you do a lot of damage when you're up. But the problem is you have to get in people's faces, and that as much as your AC goes up and it's helpful,
it doesn't help from like...
If you do get hit, then you go down. That's the only thing with Bladestorm Wizards. They're like very risk reward. You know, you've got to get in and get out, or get in and potentially get clobbered.
Chip Mobile would have been a good feat to take.
We nerfed mobile, by the way.
Okay, so...
It's still a good feat, but it's just been slightly nerfed.
Okay.
Based on the recommendations from Dungeon Coach.
Okay. But we'll see I'll see where I go with it. I'll see where I go with it. I'm gonna pretty much head out too, so I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys.
Later.
Bye. Y'all have a great night.
See you guys. See you next week.
You too. See you next week. Bye-bye.